Yo guys, what up, what up, what up, what up? Obviously, sorry that we're late and so forth with this. I had a few things I had to take care of. But guys, you know why we're here, man. Because obviously we try to do this open hangers every Thursday. Because it's the only free day that I had to sort of have during the hectic schedule that of course is the football hall. And I thought, you know what? Russia is something that I think people have been wanting to talk about for a long time, but we cannot ignore, we simply cannot ignore this, man. Because I think before we even go into details of like where we are with this, do you support, would not support with the Chris Rock and so forth, because more new stuff comes to come through. But my thing though is, why do you think, because this already is one of the biggest, because my argument is this might be one of the biggest viral moments of all time already. And at least in the last 20 years or 30 years or so, this has to be one of the biggest viral moments. Because, guys, this right here, because I'm going to put up loads of memes and so forth that I find. And if there are any memes, feel free to share them. This, I believe, I'm going to say this right now. So we're in 2022. This is going to be the most iconic image of the decade. 100%. I've seen people make like little food product things for this image. I've seen people freaking like have this as buttons and so forth. Like this already, like guys, there's going to be a memorial of this very soon. This is already one of the most iconic images here. But my thing though is, I just want to know like why has this been so crazy? Because I have my theories, man, as to why it has been like this, man. But Nishu, talk to me, man. Will Smith, man. I mean, why has this taken over the airwaves and has this been so crazy? Because we'll get into Jada, we'll get into August Alsina and all that lovely stuff, man. But why do you think this has been so crazy? Nishu. All right, all right, Nishu. There. Suleiman, talk to me, man. Why has this been so crazy, man? Why are people still talking about it? Why are people so fascinated with this, bro?
I mean, I think we kind of touched on this during the members hangout on Monday.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like because it's Will Smith, man, you never like he has this image of being the nice guy in Hollywood. You
Which
said
is
that.
bull crap. Which is bull crap, man.
Yeah, I mean, you said like on the hangout, you said people don't even view him as black; they just view him as
Yeah,
Will
yeah,
Smith.
yeah.
So I think it's just because of like what people know him as, and you never expect Will Smith to just come out and like just slap somebody like. So I mean,
No. Even when he say it's like it's something. See, he's gonna say, "Oh, you know, Will Smith got up and slapped Chris Rock in the face because he told a joke, and then he didn't cuss him out." If someone told me that, they were like, "You're lying," you know.
and the
So
thing is, like the awkwardness afterwards, where he was like, keep my wife's name out of your mouth," and then the guy's like, "Okay, I will." Chris Rock. So I mean, and the thing is, like, I thought it was staged at first, but you can clearly see, like, after it's passed, this wasn't like a stage. I mean, they did like, I mean, yeah, ratings for the Oscars did go up a lot,
oh no,
obviously.
it went up huge. It went up
Yeah.
huge, massive.
Um, but I mean, I've never really paid attention to the Oscars, but like I think like even people that never heard of it just like know about this just because of what happened. So it did take a lot of spotlight like away from other
No,
people.
what do I take it up? It took all this like so man.
Exactly. Yeah.
Shout out to Coda. Shout out to Jessica Chastain. Shout out to those people. And I mean this with no disrespect. No one gives a flying F about Jessica Chastain's speech. No one gives a flying F about Coda. So no one cares. Which is why what Will did is so bad. Because Will, you literally, because you're Will Smith, because you're one of the most popular people in the world, because you used to be this freaking fish at one point, no one gives a damn who the hell won the Oscar. Like, so man, is anybody talking about who won the Oscar?
No.
Like
All they're talking about is this.
it's a World Series. No, like normally like this thing won the Oscar, it's the best picture thing. It's like because this shows how bad it is. It's actually history because I think they said the film that won is the first time that a film with mostly deaf people won the best picture Oscar. So it's actually an historic thing. But Will Smith thing is so crazy that has been totally overshadowed about which is insane. And Barry talks to me, man. Big Willie. Smith. Genji give me
Goodness.
na 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 na.
You played it bad because I heard this in the morning. I was like, oh goodness, you said it. But thanks for having me. Um, Obviously it is a massive thing because obviously the people who are on it. You know, Will Smith, a global superstar, and Chris Rock, one of the most influential comedians in the 90s, even in the 2000s. He had a good run, you know. So I'm still even 4 days after I'm still having a hard time to actually realize that this happened. Wait, so he really went up to the stage and slapped? Yeah, but yeah, it is definitely one of the most popular, you can say, memes of the decade
Dude,
already because
it's
yeah,
crazy, man. It's crazy.
it's ever like school. I talked about it with friends at uni. I talked to with my family even
Wait.
like
Okay, so
even
so
yeah.
okay. What were the people at uni and your family saying? Like, where is everyone at with it?
I think my mom didn't really look in depth, so she's more on Chris Rock's side because like, oh, he just made a joke. It wasn't even that deep. Why did you slap him and
Yeah,
everything? But I said like, just mom, just look at the whole context, and you're probably gonna know more about the whole situation.
bro, that's a really good game, by the way. Like, wait,
Yes,
have you
yeah,
played this game? This is a
but
quality game,
that's
bro.
that's addicting. That's addicting as well.
Yeah, that's it's so annoying, especially when you get so close. But this is actually a really good game, man. Shout out to the
Yeah,
chat, guys. Shout out to the chat. Throw it, guys. Send in those dubs, man. I'll try and take those dubs whenever I can. I'll try and take those dubs whenever I can. Sorry, Barry, continue.
yeah. But look, with this whole situation, I'm like, okay, you slapped Chris Rock. It is one thing, but maybe you should have gave that same energy to August or something like that.
I
But
mean, but okay,
you know,
people say that, and my thing here is this is that
mm,
people say, "Oh, should have given that whole thing to August." They do have an open relationship, so it's not a case of like, "Oh, Jada was cheating." If you have an open relationship, it's an open relationship, so
but
it's
mm,
very complex.
but the thing is with this whole relationship is because I was still like, oh, are they still married? Because she's doing stuff with other men, and then I'm like, are they still married because of like image? Because it's still a powerful couple, and it drives a lot of money and tension and everything, So, um, I think that people got mixed opinions, and it really just depends on like what you value and experiences on life and everything.
Um, Adrian, man, talk to me, man. Where you are with this whole Will Smith thing, man?
Mad, mad. Um, I was actually asleep. I woke up to see the news.
Mm.
I couldn't believe what I saw because it was happening, and I obviously had to wake up to go to school the next day. But
Mm.
I just see like tweets and stuff like that. It was mad, mad.
No, I mean, look, is his career over? Because for me, I think
No,
that's just that's a bit like because oh my gosh, his career is harmed for sure. His career. See, look, here's my thing. I don't know. Here's my thing, Andrew. This is my suggestion here, and I don't know whether you guys in the chats believe. If I was, let's say, Will Smith's PR manager, my thing would be this is you need to bring out a rap album. That's Mr. Nice Guy, lovable, the white guys like me. That's finished. So that's done. You can still make films and so forth, although if you get kicked out of the academy, it's going to be a bit tricky. My thing right now is you've got to be, because bro, if he makes a rap album, bro, that thing is going to sell like hotcakes. Because the one community that is with him are black women, rappers, and really the rap community. What do you say there, Adrian?
HH, check your Twitter DM.
Oh, okay. Oh, I will. Oh, marvelous. Adrian, talk to me.
I don't think it's over because people have come back from much worse. But I think the thing is, he's black, so he's already at a disadvantage because we already know there's much more hurdles to jump when you're a black man when you've had a scandal like this. But I think he'll come back anyways.
But how do you think he comes back though? In what way? If let's say they kick him out of the academy, how does he come back?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
All right, man. What's good? Marvelous. Talk to me, man. Yeah. About to say this. Talk to me, bro.
I
Marv, man.
I think no one saw it coming
Who
because
the hell? Marv, you know, on that point as well, people say that, Chris Rock should have ducked and so forth. Like, why didn't Chris Rock just duck? Like, I think that is what makes this thing so fascinating because Chris Rock stood. Because you know what Chris Rock thought? Will Smith will do
he was
like a
coming
fake.
to add to it. Yeah, to add to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
joke.
Basically to add to the guy, like he'll do like if because Chris Rock thought nowhere in a million years is this guy gonna slap the crap out of me at the Oscars. So he thought he's gonna come up, he's gonna pretend like he's gonna hit him, a real guy than the line. That's why he was smiling. That's why he just put his name there because no, he's not gonna do that. That's why he's like, wait, this guy just slaps me. Hence why Chris Rock, he was so shell shocked that wait. That's why even afterwards he thought maybe is this a joke? Then when he started to cuss him out, he's like, oh slap. But yeah,
And the thing is, even the motion and the manner of which he slapped him was almost somewhat of a dismissive, disrespectful pimp slap. I think that all added to it.
no. Wait, because did you hear what Sharon Sharp said? That see, a slap is more disrespectful than a punch. A punch
Yes,
is
it
just a
is.
punch is like, okay,
Yeah.
wherever a fight. A slap is no, this is disrespect. Like if you say I got punched, okay, you got slapped, man, you know.
Yeah, a slap eats away at your dignity and your manhood. And I think he knew that Chris Rock would not hit him back or retaliate in any way. Even the fact that he smiled when walking up off, you know? But I
Yeah,
think you're right. I think this will be one of the most iconic pictures in the next decade,
has to be. You know, no, for
for
me,
sure.
I can't think of because see, I don't want to go too crazy and so forth. But in terms of because guys, this image is still going through like in terms of an image, I can't think of one that is going to be more crazy and more viral than this, bro. Because do you know why this is? Because who knows what can happen in the future? But the reason why this is so crazy is because you would never expect it from this. We all thought Mel Gibson looked a little bit crazy. So him saying that he wants his wife to get raped by four black guys, like, have you seen Mad Max? Have you seen Lethal Weapon? Mel Gibson is a bit crazy. So for me, like Sean Penn looks a bit crazy. Roman Polanski does looks like a rapist. But Will Smith is a dude who he's tried so hard to be the nice guy, but then marvelous. How beyond the initial shock, he is from West Philly. And we do know that black people like to switch up to appease to different situations. So how shocking is it truly?
I feel like a lot of people, especially if you look at white people, judging by their reactions, they
Yeah.
bought into the image that he had sold to them. This whole reformed, um, exemplary black man. And it was almost like uh-oh, at any moment, the true Will Smith could come out. And I think that that's what was shown at the Oscars. I think the fact that he slapped him while wearing a suit makes it even all the more iconic. Because it's like you're wearing a suit, you're a black man who's supposed to be symbolic of everything that is a great black man, at least in the eyes of white people.
All that
Exactly,
nonsense,
all
man.
of that Disney Plus
Yeah.
nonsense. And then at your greatest moment, where you're supposed to get on the stage quietly and kiss the ass of said white people, you result to slapping another successful black man. So it goes to what you kept on saying. You can take the man out the hood, but you can never take the hood out of the man.
You know, I want to show you basically if there's an image that's perhaps the most damning image, I'll come to the guys as well, but probably the most damning image. This is the one that I think is going to be tough for Will Smith to come through. It's this one. So this is after the Oscars. Does this look like a guy who felt repentful or sorry for what he did?
Damn, he going lit.
Barry, this guy, after doing, oh, I'm sorry, blah, blah. No. So, no. Before this image,
There's a
no.
video of Jada. It's making the rounds today
Yeah, I've seen it, yeah.
of
Where
her
she basically laughs.
smiling and laughing
Smile
after
laughing.
he slaps her.
No,
After
but
he
see, look,
slaps him.
you see, how do you go from this? So this is him crying after he receives the Oscar, which obviously was a great. So maybe he should have received an Oscar for this. So double Oscar. So this is him receiving the Oscar, and probably about an hour or so after, because he didn't go to the green room, we then see him here, like this. This doesn't look like a guy that's sorry. So after you've done that, you slap the crap out of a guy, you cuss him out fully for the whole world to hear. You say, "Oh, sorry for the academy." You don't even apologize to the guy, and then you go out partying with your Oscar. I mean, you see, my thing, and this is the clear sign of a narcissist, bro. And then you can see Jada in the back over there. I mean, look, what's it called? Here's your, what's your view on this whole thing, man?
Oh, I personally think that I don't. I just personally think the reason why he done that is because of Jada's
Don't put
la
it on Jada. Don't put it. He's a 50-year-old man. You are a 50-year-old grown man. You're not a baby. How can you say that? Oh, I'm 50 years old, and what I did is because of my wife. My wife has a special powers of when you're 50 years old. You're a
Yeah,
fully grown man. Take responsibility for your actions, bro. Come on. Let's
that's
say
true.
I hate that
Absolutely,
narrative, bro.
absolutely, you're right. I do not condone any of that. That he decided to do that, and I personally think that he should have able to control some of his actions. And I mean, it's bloody Oscars. You're going into one of the biggest academy in the world, and then you have the audacity to slap somebody because of your wife's emotions. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, and then afterwards, and then when she's yeah, and afterwards, I just felt like it was just completely unnecessary. He just pretend he's like he was a movie character, and he thinks he just lives in on the bubble, and that's just a problem.
So,
And then
okay, so how much, okay, in your view, how much blame, if you were to give it a percentage, how much blame do you believe that Jada deserves?
probably at best 35%. Because what the Jada can do to Will Smith, he can influence him, but he can't control him. He's the one who can control himself.
So,
At
so you
35.
would say that she has 35, because so she has an influence over him.
Yeah, yeah, everyone can have influence in other people, but like I said, I just do not condone any of the action it does because all the days that I remember we had, like such as the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the
Mm.
Man in Black, Independence Day, and Shark Tales and Hitch. That's all probably that could potentially be gone, and that is probably going to haunt him for the rest of his life. He needs to find a way to redeem his
So
career.
that's what I want to ask you. Can his career be redeemed?
Uh,
Because my thing, everyone says, "Oh no, he's done this." Will Smith isn't done, but he has to Mikey thinks that he has to rebrand himself. So do you see? My question is, do you think he can still come back as a movie star, doing movies or so forth, or do you think he's completely done, or what? How can he get back to this into movies?
there's two ways you can come back. There's two possibilities. He either decide he can come back or just accept the whole thing that's happened and allow him to suck onto him. So he's got the power and he's got something to control. It's really up to him whether he wants to redeem himself or not. But I don't have the fully answer to that.
All right, before I come to Mr. D, and let me take some doors from the guys, man. Thank you for the door, Paul Kicklin, man. What does Will Smith mean to blacks and to film? Um, see, that's the
First
it.
of all, blacks,
What do you mean?
red flag.
Wait, how's that? What do you mean by how's that a red flag,
Who says blacks in 2022?
bro? People still say,
I
I say
think
blacks. Okay, guilty as charged. I say blacks. So sorry. Call me like what's it called? An old fogey or politically incorrect. I say blacks. You know why? What's he say? So, okay, maybe the right term is to African Americans and so forth. I say blacks. So I'm wrong then. Guilty as charged. So what does it mean to relax and to film? I've always felt Will Smith is not a good actor. He's not. He's a charismatic movie star. Those are two different things. He's a charismatic movie star. He's not a great actor. See, Tom Cruise is a rarity because Tom Cruise is a great movie star who's also a very good actor. Will Smith is not a good actor. But so to film, he means nothing to film. In my view, he means nothing. To blacks, it's tricky because I feel that Denzel, Samuel L. Jackson, Lawrence Fishburne probably mean more to blacks than Will Smith because that is why this thing is so big. Will Smith has tried to be more than just hey, I'm the black actor. That's why for me, I don't view Will Smith as black. He's just Will Smith. See, Denzel is black. Larry Fishburne is black. Will Smith is just Will Smith. So I don't think that's really much, man. Case is that Will Smith is from a privileged background, though, and
West Philly though.
it's West. Not, I wouldn't say it's privileged, bro. Like maybe it's he wasn't like dead poor, but he wasn't rich. Okay, basically he wasn't. He didn't come from where Aubrey came from, i.e. Drake. You know, so it was West Philly, and he wasn't exactly rich. Um, DN,
I'm
talk to
just
me,
gonna
bro.
assume people don't know where West Philly is.
Yeah, they probably don't. DN, talk to me.
Um, I actually think that that was probably one of the most unexpected moments on
Oh, for sure.
TV. Like even when Will Smith got up his chair and when he went up to Chris Rock, it wasn't until he slapped him that I was like, oh. Even Chris Rock had his hands behind his back, so
Yeah,
yeah, it
bro.
was.
He was like, because he didn't fully expect. He was like, "Hey, what's this guy gonna do? Hide? Oh, oopsie."
And like Will Smith knew that Chris Rock wasn't going to do anything. Like you can't slap another man and just go back to your seat expecting nothing. Like he did that, and I actually think that since that when was it? Since that Red Table Talk, like in 2020,
Mm.
I think that Will Smith just is not the same since all
Oh,
of that.
so I think that he's gone crazy. He's gone mad since that table talk.
Yes, because the amount of disrespect he's been getting since,
He's been memed, bro. He's been memed.
and you actually can see that he's the one that can't really take it. And Jada, his wife, she's not really affected by it. It seems like she just not that she doesn't love him, but he's the one suffering from it the most. Like yes, like till this day, this picture is still everywhere on Twitter.
It is.
So
No, no. It's so crazy that like Will Smith, you probably have two of the biggest memes in the last 10, 20 years, which is this and the slap. You know, and it's so funny. Both things, Jada is heavily
involved.
influential in both of them. It's not. I'm not saying it's her. Let's see. This was Jada's fault. This was all Jada's fault. The other
Yes, yes,
one
yes.
is Jada was sort of a byproduct because see, people are saying, "Oh no, Jada." Guys, can we just be clear here? Let's just be because I think there's a key thing where I'm all about when people have to take responsibility for their actions. People say, "Oh, Jada gave the look." Did Jada say, go and slap the shit out of Chris Rock at the Oscars? Because Jada can say, yes, I gave a look saying like, I have every right to feel insulted by a joke. I'm allowed to frown if a joke is bad. That doesn't mean that I wanted my husband to go and slap someone at the Oscars. So see, people are just jumping to that conclusion. Like, I mean, what conclusion is there that he says, "Oh, I wanted you to go and slap dude"? DN.
Why would Will Smith defend Jada when she cheated on him?
And bro, that is the $1 million question that I unfortunately don't have the answer to, bro. Because you see, that is what makes this whole thing sad. Because Will Smith, you have ruined your career. You have ruined your career for a woman who did this. You know, you win your career for a woman who. That's the saddest thing because if let's say he did it for like a woman who was fully faithful, always with you and everything, I'm like, you know what, it is what it is, you know, like because that's why that's what's the, oh, love makes you do crazy things, huh? She went to sleep with someone else and then exposed it in front of you for the whole world to freaking see, you know. So I mean, it's wild, bro. What's it called? Where are we at with this? Rob, talk to me.
Yes, I think it's very bad, or at least it looks very bad on him. But I also think that he can come back from this pretty easily because there are people that have done worse but are still working in Hollywood, for example.
Oh no, but Rob, real quick, those people who have done worse and are still walking, are they white or black?
The right, for example,
So that's because see, I know where you are with it because I mean, Mel Gibson did worse.
or Roman Polanski.
Roman Polanski, he did worse. But my thing is that they are white and you can always come back. But see, Rob, this it's very tricky because at one angle he's black, which means that it could be harder for him to come back. But at the same time, is he's a very useful black guy to have in Hollywood because again, this is the time of hashtag Me Too, Black people's rights, gay rights, trans rights, and everything. So that's why we don't want to completely X out peeps, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes, he is like a very big name in Hollywood, but also around the world, so it's a lot harder. Like it's a lot easier, I think, for him to get a comeback because of how big he is.
So you think, Bobo, do you think he'll be able to come back in movies though?
Uh, well, yes, but not necessarily big lead roles, but like smaller roles, I think, for the meantime. And he has to slowly work his way back up, I think.
All right. So before I come to your boy Nishu, where are we with this man? So guys, there are still a few spaces open. There was one space open if guys want to join in. There's one space open if anybody wants to join in, man. Let me before I come to you, Nishu, man. From RDZ, thank you for the RDZ. If she wouldn't do that. She wouldn't do that. But you know what I've actually said though? I said that a red table would be the worst thing they could do. That if I was the PR manager, if Jada did a red table with Will Smith, it would be the worst thing. That would be a PR disaster. What they have to do is Oprah. They need Oprah. They need to go to Oprah. So, but you know, no, Chris Rock, that will not happen. Bleached Incognito Incorporated were prepared to offer Mr. Will Smith a for Black
That's fucked.
Oh my, you guys are sick, man. Latin Lozari, pull up your IG DMs pertaining to. You see, Martin, I'm actually going to screen these DMs first because I know that the stuff that you post are f-top. So I'm going to screen these DMs first before I pull up anything that could incriminate me. Ish, what does Jada mean to blacks and to film? Jada is very big in the black because she did Menace to Society. She did Set It Off. She did Naughty Professor. She's done a lot of films that's really big in the black community. But my thing though is she may have done that, but I think how she's handled this thing with the entanglements and everything has her looking a bit tricky. And no offense, she means nothing to film. Completely nothing. Like Will Smith means more because he's been Oscar nominated and everything, even if he's not a great actor. But Jerry Piquet, like with regards to film, she's completely nothing. Completely. Nisha, talk to me, man, about this fiasco.
Yeah. So I want to go to the picture that you pulled up earlier where Will Smith is at the party.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah. I think
yeah,
that
says, na.
Because I'm thinking two things. So I'm thinking the first thing I'm thinking is that he fully hasn't like at that moment he really didn't accept that what he did was wrong. Because like even in the speech that he gave when he came on stage, he was talking about how he has to defend his family and he started crying and everything. So he didn't fully, I don't think he fully accepted that he was in the wrong at that moment.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just think it goes to show, and you were talking about like his ego and everything. It's just sad to see to see that entire thing, that entire fiasco happen on stage like that. But like my question is like it's his big award day. Like, why would you on like what is the thought process like going up on stage and just like completely like it doesn't make sense because like even because like he could have said all those things he said while he was seated down. Like he didn't have to go on stage and slap another black man and if you have to also consider the fact that he's a comedian as well, so
Yeah.
he should be able to take jokes. Like, surely that's not the worst joke Jada's heard.
No.
And that's not even.
No. Which is why I think like Nish, it has to be like an ego thing.
Yeah.
Because look at his walk.
Yeah.
So you see, because that's because
as if he did nothing. Like he started adjusting his
it's
suit.
his
and
swag. No.
swag.
Because initially, this isn't the walk of a guy who is angry or dealing with anger and everything. This is a walk of I did that. Like this is a walk of I just slapped you at the Oscars. Which is why for Chris Rock is like, oh, really? Because see, it's very deep and psychological because this walk here is about, I'm angry, but also you disrespect my wife, I'm going to disrespect you. What is the biggest disrespect? Slapping you at the Oscars. You see, a punch is, okay, we now have a fight. Because he slapped him because he could have easily punched him. But now we now have a fight. No, I'm gonna slap you because I want to disrespect you. And this walk is like, I did that. And what?
Yeah. Disappointing. But as for like whether he's gonna come back, I'm just gonna be honest.
He's gonna be a rapper. He's gonna be a rapper.
I mean, here's the thing, like, especially in today's society with cancel culture and everything, like. We can talk about how all these movements are like really big, like the Me Too and everything, and shout out to all those movements. But to an extent, cancel culture is kind of a myth because like in a month's time, like I assure you, people are gonna look back at this as, oh, that's just something that happened in the past that was really funny. Like no one's gonna care anymore, you know. Like these stories, like almost every day, a celebrity is doing something stupid. Like it's just gonna be one of those stories. It's gonna be a popular story to look back on, but
for sure.
I don't think it's gonna like completely. I don't think it's gonna end his career. Like
no, I mean like this is already it's already the story of the decade.
Yeah.
It's already the story of the decade or something. But, okay, so that's my question. How do you think he comes back? I believe that the only way that he comes back is he's gonna rap. Yeah, make movies, but you've got to rap, and you now have to have a greater online presence. That whole thing of a leading man, a movie star, it's gonna take a bit of a hit. But then again, because my brother thinks that he's screwed. But I said to my brother that guys will probably forget. What if there's another big scandal like in a week's time or 2 weeks time? And guys will be like, oh yeah, that Will Smith and they forget. So, I mean, do you still think that he has do you still think he still has a movie career as a major movie star if something new happens and people forget about this?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, who's making the movies? Like, the people that are directing the movies, do they really care about what Will Smith did? As long as he's not slapping them in the face.
No. But Nishu, it's all about the bottom line. See, nobody's casting Will Smith in any movies now.
Yeah, no, not now. Yeah. I understand that.
So hence why I said like it's about perception because that's why it's gonna. I just don't know. I don't know how long people are gonna be. Yeah. Will Smith is an egocentrical prick. How long that's gonna last for? But the thing that issue is that Will Smith has never had to deal with something like this.
Yeah, that's true.
Never. Like he's always been. Everyone likes Will Smith. Nishu, come on. This is the black guy that every white guy likes. Nishu, not every white guy likes Denzel. Trust me. They don't. People like Denzel. You know, Denzel. He's a little bit. He's got a little thing going, man. So guys, like he's a little bit like But Will Smith, this is the guy that it's Will Smith. Yeah. He's always happy. He's always nice.
Yeah.
Before I come to your boy Chainsaw, let me just hit these dubés, man. Where are we at with this, man? Says that Chris Rock gonna feel till that's at least August. Bro, all these jokes are gonna start coming out, man. Chris says this woman definitely has some debts on Will.
That's his wife.
Probably. I don't think so. I don't think so. I just think that I don't even think that Jada has any control over Will. Because I've watched a lot of this stuff they've done. Will Smith is desperate to have the perfect family. And That is why, because you know that they said that they'll never get a divorce. Like they said, no matter what happens, divorce is off the cards. So if divorce is off the cards, that means we've got to have an open marriage. So when we argue and we're not really feeling ourselves, we're not going to go away and do our own thing. So it's more about Will Smith wanting the perfect family and wanting everything to be perfect, man. But that night, bro, crazy. Jason McLean, thank you for that dub, man. Jason, thank you for that dub. I think that is Zad in the pick, man. Shout out Zad, man. Actually, let's be honest. Will Smith is a punk. If that was Fiddy or Dwayne Johnson, he wouldn't have went up and slapped them. He's done it because he knows Chris. Oh no, look. Will Smith screwed up. And you are absolutely right. Because as I've been speaking to people about this, he did that because he knew that Chris Rock wouldn't react. Like, you even if it's at the Oscars, Dwayne Johnson will fight you and will probably give you a black eye. 50 Cent will fight you and probably give you a black eye. Chris Rock, no. But see, Jason, go even deeper. Would he do this to Ricky Gervais? If Ricky Gervais cracked the same joke, would he go up and slap Ricky Gervais? And the answer is a big fat no. And that's where it gets even much more problematic for what Will Smith did. You know, like this was completely egocentrical. And he's got to own up. Yeah. What up?
Did you see the short clip that Ricky put up in I guess response to the whole incident?
Oh, I mean from The Office.
Yeah, about alopecia.
Yeah,
and having
she's got alopecia. Yeah, not a happy home life. Oh man, no, bro. Because like I've watched that series like hundreds of times, and that's a hilarious joke. But guys, you know, this is all for alopecia. Guys, alopecia is not a terminal disease. It's not a serious disease. You're losing your hair. Okay, okay, you're losing your hair. Because that's why I put out a tweet. I said that look, women, you have to decide. Do you want equality or not equality? You can't pick and choose. If you want equality, men also suffer from hair loss. So the answer is, Jada, suck it up. Because men get clowned for losing their hair. If you don't
just
want
like
equality...
you, yeah, just like you know how you get clowned on the
Solomon, can you mute your mic? So if you want... So if you agree to no equality, you have to say no equality. Then we can just say, okay, the way that women handle losing their hair is different from how men handle losing their hair. So, but you can't pick and choose, bro. What's it called? What the? Hello?
Yo, HH.
What happened?
What happened?
Yo.
Well, I have no idea what the hell just happened, man. I think something just went crazy.
Yo. Yo, HH.
Yes, Chainsaw, go for it. Chainsaw, go for it.
Okay, so I've got 4 things to say.
God damn. Okay.
First thing is, you know when people say they're sad for the ones that won the reward.
Yes, yeah. Reduce your background stuff and relax.
You know the ones that won the reward, the Oscars, the deaf people and so forth, and people saying, "Oh, I feel sorry for them." Reality is, no one cares who wins this award. This is the biggest moment in Oscars history in like the last 10 years. No one cares who wins the actual reward. So Oscars is just a facade. So people saying, "Oh, we're upset that this person didn't get the limelight." They weren't going to get the limelight anyways. None of us actually care.
No. You may not care, but a large portion of people still do care.
No. Statistically, the viewership was going down massively. Like, we're talking about millions on millions of people were less caring or watching the actual event.
But Chainsaw, even if the viewings were down, put it this way. If, let's say, Will Smith didn't do what he did, those people that won would have still been given more limelight than they receive right now. That's a fact.
That's true, but it will still be irrelevant in the grand scheme of things.
No, but still, if Will Smith didn't do what he did, those people, despite the low ratings, would still have received more attention than what they did after what Will Smith did. That is a fact.
That's true. That is a fact. But I'm just saying in the grand scheme.
In the grand scheme. In the grand scheme of things, yes, but still, for those individuals, there's one thing of hardly anyone not caring and nobody caring.
That's true.
So
Okay, that's my first point. Second point is Chris Rock. Um, thing is, he's my favorite comedian, and like
is he
I've heard.
over Dave Chappelle, over
Yes,
Cat Williams?
everybody hates Chris. Just destroys anything else for me.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan
everybody
of
hates
Everybody
Chris.
Hates
It's an
Chris.
amazing show. Yeah.
It's better than Fresh Prince.
Okay.
But Chris Rock was bullied when he was younger, and when he was bullied, he lashed out on the bully with a brick and started beating the bully up. And then ever since that day, he says, quote, that he never wants to be that monster again. So he doesn't want to retaliate to another bully or someone that's targeting him. And he said that he's gone through therapy, like hours of therapy, and he's gone crazy multiple times because of his past events of him getting bullied and so forth. So when Will Smith slapped him, right, because he's been bullied before and he doesn't want to react and be the monster that he was when he was attacking his previous bully, that's why he didn't respond like other men would have responded. So people need to understand a little bit more about Chris Rock in this situation. This guy is smaller than him, and he's had previous incidents of him getting beaten up, getting bullied and so forth. So he has psychological or poor mental health. So people aren't focusing on that element.
I mean, no, that's a stretch, bro. Come on, that's a
No,
stretch.
he said it recently. He's been going through
So
therapy.
so you're saying that Chris Rock now is mentally scarred?
No, not meant. No, I'm saying he's been in scenarios like this where he's been hit by bigger dudes.
Wait. When last did someone slap the crap out of Chris Rock in front of millions of people? When last did that happen?
But I don't know when last it happened, but he said
never
it.
happened.
No,
No. But my thing, guys, that is a stretch. Look, let's keep it real. Chris Rock told a joke, and then Homeboy slapped at him, and for Chris Rock, right now, he's just dealing with shock. The shock and the embarrassment of like, man, this guy really slaps me because of a joke I told.
The both of you just made me realize something.
Well,
no one even noticed the fact that Samuel L. Jackson won his first Oscar.
Well, it was an honorary Oscar, though. Honorary Oscar.
Nonetheless, like, people aren't even bringing that up at all, as if it never happened.
Bro, wait. I don't think you understand. Nothing happened at the Oscars apart from Will Smith slapping the crowd of it. Bro, people don't even know whether Will Smith won the Oscar. That's Oscar's speech is relevant. You see, for Will Smith, even your Oscar win didn't happen.
Yeah,
because yeah.
And I'll quickly go through third point and fourth point.
Yeah.
Third point is with Jada and Will, she definitely has something on him, because you have to remember, anyone in Hollywood is gonna have dirt on them. Look at every single individual. They've been doing some dodgy business.
Wait. What's okay? What proof do you have that she has debt on him? What's that? He's a Scientologist or something like it's part of a cult?
It's not that. He's previously done a role of him being homosexual. He's done a role before like that. I'm not. It's not far fetched to say he's having certain relationships like that, where he doesn't want that to be open. And Hollywood, that's common.
That's cap. That's cap.
It is.
Yeah, no. See, these are just rumors. That is what I call Facebook reporting. That's cap.
No.
It's cap. I'm sorry. No. That's just rumors. It's rumors. It's rumors. You have to accept that it's rumors.
Listen. No. Terry Crews. You know Terry Crews. He's huge.
Yes. Yeah.
And guess what was happening to him? He was getting molested by a white dude.
So
right? No. So this happens in Hollywood. Every actor goes for it.
Do you have proof it's happened to Will Smith? Do you have any proof it's happened to Will Smith? Yes or no?
I don't need proof. It's Hollywood. Like anyone that gets to that level.
Okay. So that's everybody in Hollywood is a homosexual and has been sexually abused by another guy.
Not specifically that, but like they've done business that they don't want to be open to the world.
So what you're saying is every single person in Hollywood has done some dodgy business. Every single person in Hollywood, everyone.
If you make it to the top, you've done something dodgy. You've done some side hustle.
And I'm saying is that you have no proof. Because you have no proof, all you're doing is going off Twitter and Facebook reporting. So I'm sorry.
It's not. But the fourth point is I mean, these are celebrities. Who cares, man? Like, there's too much attention paid to these guys.
No. I mean, look. At the end of the, people say, "Oh no, why is this happening?" No, we have much more serious stuff happening and everything. Guys, but at the end of the day, it's Will Smith. So you see, for me, let's not be like, "Oh no, we should care more about the environment and about healthcare and so forth." I'm sorry, we're not perfect. We're not ideal. Will Smith is one of the most popular guys in the world. Fresh Prince is one of the most popular TV shows of all time. So, and what this guy did was shocking, which means that it has captured our imagination. It is what it is. Our interest is what our interest is, man. So it's
Have you
always hard to be on
seen
that.
what happened with Zoe Kravitz when she posted her picture and she's been dragged for it like the past couple of days?
Yeah, my thing is that, you see, here's the thing that's just crazy. So yeah, I saw that. So Zoe Kravitz can, see, why can't
Jim
Zoe
Carrey
Kravitz
got
say,
it as well.
yeah, Jim Carrey? But my thing, that's what people want to do is that, oh, all black people to now support Will Smith because he's black. Wait, do you think Will Smith has given a crap about you guys? See, that's what I find so sad, is the amount of black people who are saying, oh no, what's happening with Will Smith? It's racist. It's racism. It's just them trying to bring it down.
But wait, that
First of
doesn't make no sense though. What about
No,
Chris Rock? He's not black.
no.
He's
Yes,
white.
yes, I know.
I don't get that.
No, that is one element there, but also as well is Will Smith has tried his hardest to separate himself from you guys. Will Smith has tried his hardest to be like, I'm not a black actor, I'm Will Smith, and has tried to present himself as much to whites as possible. So you're fighting for a guy who's been trying to disassociate himself with the offer for a while. So it seems pretty weird trying to do that. And Samasi, talk to me.
I have several things to say. First, I'm gonna say something about Will Smith. What an idiot. It's his biggest moment in his career. He's waiting 20 years for this. What had he does? Slap Chris Rock, who he already knows does controversial jokes, for a G.I. Joe joke. It was my joke, okay? And he just slaps him just like that. And then everybody congratulates him when he won the fucking Oscar, and nobody said, no, that's wrong. Nobody consoled Chris Rock about consoled
Yeah, that's true.
if Will Smith is okay.
Yeah,
What's
no one
wrong with
consoled
these
him.
people?
No one consoled him.
And Jada, God, I hate that woman. Seriously, I hate her. As a woman, I hate that woman. She's the worst wife I ever, first wife of an actor I ever met. First off, she cheats on her husband with her son's friend who was apparently in rehab and on drugs at the time. Okay? He was not in the good mind at the time, and she used that to have sex with him. She's like totally crazy. And she is still left in Tupac. Will Smith is in love with the woman who's in love with the dead man, okay? Will Smith, okay, get another wife. Divorce her. That was my advice to him. And it's so bad that Willow, the daughter, wrote a letter to
a letter to
Tupac.
Tupac.
Have you
Yeah.
seen the letter? Oh my god, the woman is fucking crazy, and he should do it. And to Will Smith, man, it was not about the joke. It was about all the other jokes. I think he had enough. I think
It was a build up. It was a build up. It was a build
He
up.
had seen all the jokes with about him and his wife, and he had just enough. And the Oscars, if I had any spine, they should have escorted him out directly after he slapped Chris Rock. And poor Chris Rock, it's his job, okay? His job was go on stage, make fun of the actors and actors who were there, and then get off the stage. And it was the joke a little unfunny? Yeah, it was not a special joke. But to slap him, man, fuck them both.
Damn. Let me take some debates and then I will come to whoever I now comments. And I'll come to Ibs and then see yes. After Ibs, I'll come to yes.
Shout out to Iz.
I
man. Shout
haven't
out to
gone
Iz.
yet.
Who hasn't gone yet?
I haven't.
Oh, sorry, Osman. Sorry, Osman. I see you, man. Osman, I see you. So yeah, I'm going to say Abe's Osman the new. Yeah, yes, yeah, because Osman came before. Let's see where we are with this whole stuff, man. Paul K says, H. Smith can't do what's done. Hell no! Are you crazy? The hell? Hell no, bro. Let me be clear here. See, that's why I even wanted to put up this pick. This is Will Smith's best performance, and I don't care when I say I don't want to hear anything about £7 or Pursuit of Brickness, man. This is Will Smith's best performance. Men in Black.
I Am Legend.
No,
Is that
hell
not
no.
Tinder?
You see, you have to understand about Will Smith. He's not a good actor. Technically, he's just not good. But he has amazing charisma.
Bro, he made me cry multiple times. What are you talking about?
His greatest movies. No, relax. See, this role right here, I don't know, there's nobody else that could do this role as well as he did it in terms of comedic timing, his character, and playing off of other guys and his reaction to the situation in that film.
Not even Mike Larry? Mike Larry. Look, I mean, that was a good. Bad
Martin
Boys
Lawrence
was
acted him, bro. Martin Lawrence acted.
Bad Boys is my favorite. Bad Boys is my favorite movie.
No. Bad Boys are amazing, but let's keep Yeah. But then again, as Ib said, that's comedy. His bag is comedy, and as good as Bad Boys is, it doesn't like this is his best role.
Oh, okay.
Bro, I told
this was
you,
a good movie, by the way.
Yeah, I think someone asked you that. Oh yeah, have you watched King Richard? I've bought Rich Williams' book. I saw the trailer, I was like, this is crap. From looking at the trailer,
I watched it.
I was like, this is just a bad imitation. It looks like a ham-fisted, dodgy imitation. Like, oh, let's not make you cry. I'm like, give me a freaking break, man. Get the hell out of here. He's not a good actor, but he's an amazing movie star. And I always respected him as a rapper. From your boy Promo, thank you for the dub, Promo. Thank you for the dub, man. Promo says, I got a wallet of fight. My mom got said. She said, you can't slap Chris Rock. Oh, come on, Promo, man. Come on, Promo. That's messed up. That's Promo. That's messed up. You should be ashamed of yourself, man. Abe's, talk to me, man. Abe's, talk to me.
But you gotta sing it though. You did that. No disservice, bro.
Yes,
I got one little fight. My mom got scared.
Where's the mute button? Where's the mute button? Abe's, talk to me.
Yeah, so talking about this scenario, like literally, Will Smith is someone like I've watched as a kid. Like I was watching Fresh Prince every day. Every day I was watching Fresh Prince. Bro. Every day I was coming on, and literally this guy, he gives off this image like he's the perfect. He doesn't make no mistakes. He comes off like he's got the best image in the world. And
that is always very dangerous because nobody's perfect. So if you try and pretend you're the perfect and so forth, and you're not imperfect, you better just start off by saying I'm imperfect. Starts off
he even admitted it. He was fake. It was a fake thing. Like he wanted a perfect family. He wanted a perfect wife. He wanted perfect. Like you can't do that in life. Like things happen.
Yeah.
But talking about the Chris Rock thing, like I thought it was a disgrace. Like, what do you gain out of just? Do you think you're gonna get some points for slapping Chris Rock? Like, you think you're gonna get some kind of like? You don't get nothing out of that situation of slapping Chris Rock. Like, his wife has pushed him to a point where it's like. He's got to that boiling point now.
No. It's okay, Ibs. Has his wife pushed him, or has he just tried to push himself? Because is there any evidence of like Jada says that? Oh, you should. Because my thing is, you can say that okay, women can suggestions and everything, and yeah, Jada has some parts to play because obviously you always want to please your lady and so forth. But at the end of the day, you've got to take responsibility for your actions, bro.
No, of course, but this guy is 50 years old. Like, that's stuff you expect from someone like in their teenagers or the 20s. Like, you're going up to a big stage and you're slapping a grown man on stage, like a comedian as well. And I thought even the joke was light.
It was a light. You could go so much worse, bro. It was a light joke, bro.
Yeah, that was a light for Chris Rock. If you say Chris Rock, that was a light, extremely light joke. Like he goes far. This
no. Because I was watching his 2016 2005 when he hosted the Oscars in 2005. Bro, the guy went in on Jude Law. Like the guy can really go in. This was just like a tame offhanded thing. But so basically, it really looks as if for Will, you really can't take a light joke. And you can't say, "Oh, it was a
Exactly.
build-up." No, 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 no. You have to deal with what has happened for that night. And
No,
even if
but
you want to
HH,
yeah,
he's competing with ghosts. Literally, he's competing with a ghost. She's in every other interview talking about Tupac, or oh, I miss him. Oh, I wish we could be together. Or this, that. Your daughter's writing letters. Like someone said.
that's
Like
messed up, bro. That's messed
he's
up.
competing with a ghost. Literally, someone that died in 1996. Like she's competing with that. And second of all, I watch King Richard. Apart from this, I watch King Richard. That's not an Oscar-worthy performance. I
Bro,
watched the film.
I could tell you from the trailer that it wasn't. But see, Abe's, that is why Will, you messed up so bad. Because it wasn't that's an amazing, bro. I'm sure that Javier Bardem, bro. See, I watched Power of the Dog, not the greatest film, but of course Cumberbatch gave a better acting performance because that is a proper actor. But you know why Will effed up, Abe's? The stars align as to where we now are not going to award you. You know, we're not going to award you. It's just like with Brad Pitt and so forth. You're really not that good. You really don't deserve this, but we've just decided that this was your performance and we're not going to award you. And you messed up. Your big moments, you messed up.
It wasn't even better than, I thought the acting on the Denzel one, the Macbeth one, that's way better acting. Like Will Smith's one.
He
didn't
all I
even
need to
act
see
like
is
his dad.
the trailer. No, bro, it's
Andrew Garfield was better.
Yeah, and Andrew Garfield as well. See, I didn't watch the Denzel film, but I watched Power of the Dog and I watched Tick Tick Boom with Andrew Garfield. Those performances were way better than what this freaking guy did. But you see, Ibs, that's why he messed up. These guys were giving you an Oscar for something you didn't even deserve because it was your time and you screwed up. You screwed up.
Yeah, because he's not got in his 20 years career, they never given at his peak, they never gave him an Oscar. And now he's kind of like on his low period where like people are not rating his films that much. They just thought, yeah, let's just give it to him. And he's still messed up now. Like no one's gonna talk about this anymore. Literally, now people are gonna talk, oh, do you remember that slut that he did? No one's gonna talk about his Oscar. No one's gonna talk about his that film King Richard. Because it's a good story, like it's about the dad. You're like disrespecting the story as well. Like it's about the dad and what he did for the daughters and how he raised them and how he raised them in the Compton area where there was Bloods and Crips and like that. And you disrespected that whole story, like literally. They got the highest award for that film, and now no one's gonna talk about it,
bro. It's straight facts, man. It's straight facts, man. Osman, talk to me, man.
Hello, can we hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so just been sitting here patiently. Just I appreciate, I guess, the perspectives. I'm just here to offer my own. Probably gonna get some pushback, but it is what it is, right?
Oh no! Look, if it's different, it's great because what we were here for a debate. So don't feel like if this is like an echo chamber. We're here for all viewpoints, especially if it's different.
Oh no, I wasn't implying that. I was just saying like it is what it is. So it's fine. I'm just gonna start with this. I stopped being a fan of Chris Rock as soon as he was around white people. And he let one of them say the N-word.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. No, sorry, Osman, before you even go, do you know, like in all of the video things that I've said, not once have I praised Chris Rock. I need people to be clear. I've released about 3 or 4 videos on this and everything. Not once have I praised that sellout known as Chris Rock. And Osman, I thank you for bringing up that video. But continue.
Yeah, so I started really, like, I appreciated him in my early days, like 2013, 2014. But when he was around white people and he let one of them call himself the N-word and he gave that thumbs up, like, I lost all respect for him because how can you allow that? And we're talking about it's a black man slapping another black man who he didn't feel like being black then. So what does it matter now?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Osman, great points. Great points. Wow, great point.
Yeah. So second thing, I think that people put comedians on a pedestal because they're the ones that go and then they take the microphone and they say whatever their opinion is on current world issues, right? And so with this whole thing about freedom of speech, the flip side to that is that doesn't mean like whatever they say doesn't have repercussions. And so for Chris Rock to be a comedian and think that his jokes would settle with someone who realistically, Chris Rock and Jada have been, well, he's been actually going at Jada for a really good amount of time. Ever since, for example, the biggest moment was the 2016 Oscars,
Yeah.
where he really like threw a lot of shade at her.
But was he telling lies though? So the joke was, how can you boycott something you've not been invited to? Okay, that's shade, but it's true. It's shade.
Maybe it's true, but was it necessary? Because she wasn't there. So how can you talk about someone who's not in your presence?
Okay, also, she wasn't there, but the video she released, because I remember that video that she released on Facebook, the video that she released where she called for black people to boycott the Oscars went viral. So for Chris Rock, a black guy brought in to host something based off that whole thing, it would be mad to ignore that element, which was a very popular video where she called for people to boycott, for black people to boycott the Oscars because of Oscars so white. So he had to address that. Now, he could have addressed that in a different way and so forth, addressed it in a different way. But remember, he's got to have commentary with jokes. So
if we're gonna argue he's being paid for it, people can do anything for money. They'll even insult themselves for money. So I guess good for him. But I just think, this idea that because he's a comedian and freedom of speech should be upheld before anything, there's a reason why people like Will, because they do this thing where he did this thing where he didn't want to be the person that chose violence first. And honestly, I'm going to say this now. There are a lot of people in this world who walk around with huge egos that think they can't get slapped when they say something. And there are people like Chris Rock who think because they make jokes that everything should be funny.
No. Okay, see, Osman, now, I think I'm so happy that you've actually put this up because I think you brought in a whole different element here because I hate for us just to be like, oh, Will Chris Rock good, Will Smith bad and everything. But Osman, how bad was that joke?
It was bad enough for Will to be offended, and that's all that matters.
True. I can't tell you, but see, Osman, this thing right now. Okay, I can't tell you what you shouldn't be offended by. That's very true. But Osman, at the end of the day, your reaction at such an event is disproportionate to what the offense was. You have as much right to be offended with anything as so forth. But Osman, at the end of the day, it is almost universally accepted that for the joke that was said, it doesn't warrant that kind of a reaction. And the reaction was disproportionate. And Osman, let's keep it real. Was Will Smith truly offended and insulted? Or did he feel embarrassed and he wanted to have a whole ego trip? Because Osman, here's the thing though. There's another video of the event where after Will slaps Chris Rock and he goes to sit back down and Chris Rock says that, oh, Will Smith slapped the S out of me. Jada laughs. So Osman, is this really about Jada being really offended or Will Smith feeling that, oh, my wife, not Jada, my wife was offended? Because what did Will Smith say? That keep my wife's name out your effing mouth. Not keep, Jada's name or so forth because she has a condition. So Osman, was this much more of an ego trip rather than, oh, I feel insulted?
I think, sure, it was definitely an ego trip because let's not get it twisted. Jada and Will are still married. So it's a by association thing. If you come for someone's wife, you're basically attacking the image of the partner next to them. It's by association. So if Chris Rock is saying, oh, is feeling like he can come at Jada, essentially he's coming at Will as well. And so whether people like it or not, they're a pair. So I mean, I guess, yeah, could be an ego thing, sure. But that doesn't mean that Chris getting slapped wasn't something that he couldn't, it is what it is. And here's the other thing: like people didn't comfort Chris because people don't actually like Chris Rock. Let's put that there. Chris Rock is not well liked. Like if
According,
you saw the post by
hold on, wait. According to who? Chris Rock is
so
very well liked.
so,
And
well
also,
he's
Osman, if we want to be real, that video that you mentioned, white people love Chris Rock.
well yeah, I'm not thinking about white people. I'm thinking about like I mean white people like anyone. Let's put that there. Like white people don't have very high standards.
Well,
So
no. For me, I think no. I think there are some black comics that white people like a lot more. Like white people, I don't think en masse really are checking for really like Cat Williams, because Cat Williams has a very particular kind of humor, and a very particular kind of focused black humor. So I don't think
love
it's for someone
Kevin
like
Hart.
Chris Rock, especially after that video where he's freely using the N word amongst the white guys. Oh, I guys will love him. But yeah, sorry, continue.
no, I just want to move on from that point. Um, because people are insisting that Jada cheated, and that's actually not true because they had an open relationship. And for people to insist that she still cheated actually kind of goes into some deep lying kind of thing, like hell belief. I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm just saying that it's not the case that she cheated.
Oh, no, but okay. I mean, but then why did Will
What a
Smith
shit.
react that way when she mentioned entanglement? Why did Will Smith react of like entanglement as if she did something wrong?
Well, it was because she also said she didn't need his approval. So again, that's probably an ego thing on his part. But they never said that they believed in traditional marriage. So I listened to the whole Red Table Talk when it happened, and she was saying that they went their separate ways for a while, but Will does not believe in divorce.
Yeah.
So they had that open relationship. And the other thing about that is, of course, there's the age difference between August and Jada when that happened, which is actually an entire different conversation. But again, people want to hold on to this belief that Jada cheated, and that's just not factually correct.
Okay. Actually, let me bring in Yasir. Talk to me, bro. And I'll take your dubs after Yasir, bro. I'll take your dubs, guys. Thanks for taking those dubs.
Osman, I appreciate you, bro. Like, it's interesting to hear other people's opinion, especially when they're far different than yours. The thing is, it's like the problem I have with this whole situation is Will Smith is an actor. Chris Rock is an actor / a comedian, but I look at him mostly as a comedian. But he's also an actor. They've done movies and all that stuff. When you're in a bubble like the Oscar, where the show is a lot of times about who goes there, and do you have like there's like an invisible like veil, like it seems like an exclusive club. Everybody wants to be at the Oscar, like everyone takes pictures, you find the right your right outfit for it, etc., etc. Everyone's like, oh my god, this person is here, this person is there. It's very exclusive. What Will Smith did is like he revealed the veil. Like you don't do that. Like the problem is like we can have opinions about what is right and what's wrong, but in certain settings, there's a conduct. There's something that you can do, and it's something you absolutely cannot do. And that's just the basic of it. You just simply do not go up to the person that's hosting and slap the shit out of them. Like that's barbaric. That's like I don't want to use that word, but that's ridiculous. That's like that's stupidity. That's embarrassing. And this is gonna live with be a part of Will Smith for the rest of his life. People are gonna talk about it for the rest of his life. This Oscar has already been tainted. This Oscar has been what is was meant to be, and what it is completely different now. This is what happened, and regardless if whoever got offended by a joke or not, the reality about it is that you just don't go up there and slap someone. You simply don't, because of Like, I was listening to Jim Carrey say. Jim Carrey said something interesting. He said,
Mm.
"You don't go slap someone because of words, and you just don't."
Yes,
Well, it's
No, I mean,
Jim Carrey
no, 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 no,
cannot
no.
talk, man.
Yes, no, no, no. See, yes, see, you see, I didn't. I know what he was trying to say, but if somebody says, if says that you're walking around with your mother, and someone calls your mother a bitch is a word. You won't react to someone
no, no,
calling
no,
your
no,
mother
no,
a
no, no,
bitch.
no. I'm no, that's different. This is out in the streets. The streets is
No, no,
different.
no, 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 no,
I'm
no,
talking
but
about
no,
in
no,
the veil of Oscars,
no, no, no. But
live
yes, yeah,
television.
that's why
HH.
Jim Carrey has to qualify what he said, because if he said that all because of some same words said, but him just saying that, oh, you have a physical reaction because of words, bro, words can trigger someone.
No,
So you
no,
can't
no.
just say, oh, because of words can trigger someone. But these words were freaking same, So
So, I mean, regardless of if you like Chris Rock or not, regardless if you like Will Smith or not, and I'm gonna say this right now. I mean, I grew up watching Will Smith, man.
everyone did.
I loved Will Smith, man. Everybody, like, did that handshake with, jazz, HH, at a time I wanted to be like Will Smith, right? And I just, it just beyond belief. What he has done is beyond belief up to right now. It doesn't register in my head. A 50-year-old man that was went to the Oscar to be celebrated actually did that. It doesn't make any sense to me. And and I had time to settle, time to think, time to like analyze
Mm.
other videos and all that stuff. There's a video that I saw. It was a video I saw where after when Chris Rock got slapped and he sat down and he made a joke saying that, well, that was the best moment of
In
television
TV
history.
history, yeah.
Jada laughed because Jada laughed and I didn't know that, which made me think that maybe Jada thought this was an act as well. That even she
Probably.
didn't thought it was a real slap. So like it's like at the end of the day, like the problem I have with a lot of people is people trying to normalize this, making it seem like this was something that was very normal. When this is beyond that. What Will Smith did was shocking. And everyone should accept that it was shocking. Whether you agree with it or not, let's just agree that it was shocking. This
Yeah.
is not nothing normal. You don't do this, HH. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's like it's like whatever he believed that he solved with that slapped, he just unleashed a behemoth that he had and unleashed this Pandora box that he
Oh, no, no,
probably didn't foresee.
but can he recover from this? Though? That's my
HH,
thing.
I don't know because like I don't know because I can see a scenario where he gets severely punished for this, where like
Okay, so do you think they suspend him or do you think they expel him from the academy?
oh HH, I
'Cause
think they expel
that
him.
is key.
I think they expel him. The reason why I think they expel him is because I in these situations, especially in these organizations, especially the Oscar, and whatever people might think about what the Oscar is now, the Oscar is known as very, very prestigious.
Mm.
They're probably gonna expel him to make him. Someone has to be an example. Someone has to be example. You did this. This can never happen. And like they don't want to open that.
Yeah, so do you know how do you know how disgraceful that will be? So you win your very first Oscar. You're the first person to actually physically assault someone in the Oscars, and then you then get permanently banned.
But
So
HH,
you then get expelled.
you know what's the funny? The thing is, Osman, I said something. I apologize if I'm misquoting you, but I do believe in the notion of your consequences of actions. So at the end of the day, that slap might have just caused him like ever being in the Oscar, like being invited to the Oscar, if he cares about that. But it just that's a consequence to your actions. Some might say Chris Rock's consequence to his action was he made a joke about Jada and he got slapped for it. But everything you do has consequences.
You know what? I just had another theory that came into my head because it was something that Will Smith said in some interviews regarding just this whole thing. And he was just talking about how like people say, okay, so you think you're gonna win the Oscars and everything. And I said, like, I don't really care about the award. I'm now doing because he said before I used to do stuff for awards. Now I want to just do stuff that's stories that I think feel good rather than going out and chasing an award. So I think because Will Smith isn't stupid, he's not stupid. He knew what that would have done, but in his mind it was like, F it. I'm still gonna take this award because my thing is weird because if you knew what you did, why then do you remain? Take your Oscar, give the speech, and then because yes, yeah, this is the most damning image.
But here's my thing.
Going to an after party and partying out while parading your Oscar.
But here's the thing, and I like my conspiracy theories. I love it. I'm a conspiracy junkie. I love it. What if we're all being played? What if we, as normal people, being played? What if this was actually staged? I'm not saying
Impossible.
that. No. I'm not saying that he didn't slap him. What if this was staged in terms of he slaps him? He's the big controversy.
Yeah.
The Oscar gets mentioned, or millions of people remember this Oscar for a lifetime. And I didn't know this, but Chris Rock is going on tour.
Oh yeah.
Everything got sold out. So, and like look at the amount of but look at TV now, and everyone's talking about it. Everyone's talking about
that's
it.
a conspiracy. But see, my thing is like,
I don't know, man.
No. Because my thing is because Yasia, that is a very dangerous game to play. See, Yasia, that works for the Source Awards and so forth, and BT Awards. But for something like the Academy and so forth that just wants to try and be still prestigious, that is a mad game to play. Because my thing is that you know that you are still. This is a national program. Yeah. So yes, you want to bring in the young audiences, but 50, 60-year-olds watch this stuff. And at this Oscars, you have guys like Coppola, Scorsese, Spielberg, older guys. So, bro, Oscars goes to way back to the 30s and the 40s and so forth. So, to try and say, to boost ratings, we're going to have somebody physically assault someone?
But bro, I feel like it has a lot to do with more than boost ratings. Also, I feel like it has a lot to do with media in general. Like, let's be honest. A lot of people are making a lot of money because of what happened. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about it, whether it be regular TV media.
And you're saying that the Academy planned this?
In my
Not everything is a conspiracy.
No, but
bro.
Because that's my conspiracy. Because this is me trying to rationalize what the heck just happened. Because for me, it's abnormal.
And that's the danger. Because I think, and that is why I think. People still think it's staged because what has happened is so shocking, so beyond anyone's comprehension. People still feel like it has to be staged, which I can get that. But Yasia, what if it really just did happen? And Yasia, what if it's something as simple as he just snapped?
No, that means
he just snapped. He snapped.
That means this guy needs therapy.
No.
He does.
Yasia,
he does.
That is why I brought up this image. So yes, that's why I brought up this image. A guy who can go from. Do you know why I think it's real? Because I've read that Will Smith is fake. And he's a guy that's trying really hard to put up an image. And what's happened is consistent with a guy who is trying to put up an image. Because how do you go from slapping a guy, cussing him out, then laughing when Diddy starts saying that they're going to cool it out, then crying to receive the award, then going out and partying like this afterwards? Bro, this is clearly a perfect example of a narcissist and a guy who has mental issues. and because he's a narcissist and has mental issues, he feels that, I can go out and slap you in front of the Oscars and it's fine.
So you're telling me, because you say he's not a very good actor, you're telling me this is one of his best performances?
Yes. I said this the day it happened. When he cussed him out, that's the best acting Will Smith has done for his entire career.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's the most It is the most believable I've seen Will Smith in a dramatic role was when he cussed out Chris Rock. I've never seen him act better.
And when he cried as well. I mean,
quality amazing. This guy's sick. This guy's sick and he needs help, bro. Okay, before I come to Rodney, let me just hit these dubes, man. Before I go to Rodney, so where are we at now?
Do you rate Brad Pitt as an actor?
No.
Even in Troy. What the acting he did in Troy?
He was horrible in Troy.
Oh
Brad
my
Pitt
God,
has
Achilles.
Brad Pitt has only been good in Fight Club and what was supposed to call 12 Monkeys. Those are only two films he's been in: 12 Monkeys and Fight Club.
What
The
about
rest,
Snatch? Snatch.
it was a funny thing in joke, but his
What
best
about
performances.
I don't
Curious
really rate
Case?
him.
A Moneyball? No, I mean,
Who said Kiro's Case?
I did.
You're mad. You're
what
mad.
about
You don't think he was good?
Moneyball?
No, hell no, bro. I told you.
See,
He's
HH,
only
you're
had two
different, man.
performances. No, 12 Monkeys, Fight Club. That's the only good Brad Pitt performances. That's it. L Lad says Chris Tucker is a better version of Will Smith. No, they're
Chris Tucker's
very
completely
different.
different.
Very different. Like Chris Tucker's brand of comedy and what he does, it's just different. Like for me, say all you want to about Will Smith. I know that Will Smith is now the enemy now. I don't think there's any other person that could do what Will Smith did in Men in Black. Like for me, Men in Black is what I call an amazing comedic performance in a very unique, specific way. At the same time, I don't think Will Smith can do what. Basically, no, Will Smith
He
couldn't
can't
do
do
what Chris
Rush
Tucker did in
Hour.
Rush.
He couldn't do
No,
Rush Hour.
no, he couldn't do Rush Hour. No way. And Will Smith couldn't do Beverly Hills Cop. So all these guys have their bags in which they go to. Like I don't think Chris Tucker or Eddie Murphy could do what Will Smith did in Men in Black as well as he did it. Will Smith couldn't do Beverly Hills Cop. Will Smith could nowhere do what Chris Tucker did in Rush Hour. No way. So it's different kinds of comedy, man.
By the way, Chris Rock is one of my favorite comedians of all time. As a comedian,
I've
he's
never
amazing.
been a fan of Chris Rock. As
Nah,
I said,
he's been-
no. See, Chris, he's told a few good jokes, but for me, Eddie Griffin, Cat Williams, Skinny Dave Chappelle.
Do you know what Eddie Griffin said to HH?
Skinny
though?
Dave
You know,
Chappelle.
Versus
people
Skinny Dave.
coming at
Bro, Abes, when he put on muscles, not the same. Skinny Dave Chappelle is the GOAT. Like,
No,
Skinny
yeah.
Dave Chappelle is the GOAT.
HH, people don't, Eddie Griffin. I love Eddie Griffin.
Amazing.
I watched his stand-up comedy when he said he will pretty much have sex with Michelle Obama. Like after Obama was freaking president, he literally just says like, "Man, I'll Michelle Obama."
Bro, I know, but I tell you this right now. Like, I mean, maybe we'll have this for another open hangout. But the one guy who makes me like stand up and laugh out loud, totally, Cat Williams.
Yeah, you're
Bro.
funny.
What about Bernie Mac? Bernie Mac is hilarious.
No. But this just for me. Cat Williams is the one guy who literally I have to stand up and start going crazy. Cat Williams has told some jokes that have just floored me. So that's for me. Cat Williams, he's the only guy that makes me laugh out loud like crazy. Jason McLean says Will Smith was laughing at the joke at first. Look, that is what makes it so weird. Because, bro, we all saw the clip. He laughed at the joke. And guys, come on. You're bald. Demi Moore was bald for G.I. Jane. You're a woman. Hey, you can be in G.I. Jane too. Okay. Like, that's it. It's not offensive. What? So now it's not offensive to be in G.I. Jane too because you're bald? Okay. I mean, so, yeah, like for me, I just think for Will, he snapped. He snaps, bro. Because, bro, Will, he found that joke funny. He did. He found that joke funny, and then something in him just said, oh, there he goes again. All right, let me get him. Paul Kicklin, thank you for that dub. Paul Kicklin, thank you for that dub. Thank you for your donation, man. You're the man, Mr. Paul Kicklin. HH, oh God, would you give Will Smith the N-word pass and is he blacker than Drake? I don't give anyone the N-word pass because I don't say the N-word, and the N-word pass is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Is he blacker than Drake? Hard to say. I think they're both the same shade. Also, Jackie Chan is a better Will. No, they're totally different. Jackie Chan is a physically comedic martial arts actor. Basically, Jackie Chan is a one-in-one. There is nobody like. There's never been anyone like Jackie Chan, and there'll never be anyone like Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan is a totally unique beast in and of himself. Jim Carrey is a serious actor. Celebrities being in a bubble to even feel that was acceptable. No. Guys, do you know what the worst thing was? They gave this guy a standing ovation. Guys, do you know how weird that is?
Yes.
Very.
You just saw
Yeah,
a guy
that's
slap
weird,
the
yeah.
shit out of someone, cuss him out, and when he wins the Oscar, you give this guy a standing ovation. That's when you just know these guys are totally disconnected, man.
They're all sheep. HH, all sheep.
Yeah, it's like, No, they're just you're completely disconnected. Like basically, you're so removed from reality. So which is why I told you, like, oh, that's Hollywood thing. These guys are just they're different, man.
I
Nas,
would have booed him, man. I would have booed him.
and they'd have thrown your black ass out, bro.
Yeah, they were like, get him out. He's crazy. I'm the crazy one. I'm the crazy one.
When Nas says Will has been emasculated for the last time while around about Jada. Probably finally snapped and felt like he had to be a man in her and the world's eyes, which is what everyone is saying. But Nas, here's the thing, though, guys. If you feel you have to do that, Will, that's on you. You know that you can leave her. You know they can say like, nah, all the stuff about Tupac, about sleeping with August Alsina, embarrassing me and so forth. I'm out. But you don't want to be out. You said that no, divorce is off the cards. So my thing though is you can say, oh, I was feeling emasculated and so forth. Because people are like, because what's funny? Jada has limited comments on her Instagram. So because she's not feeling a lot of the heat. But my thing is that should she? For this action, I'm one of those guys that like, should she be feeling the heat? Because
No, she
people are
shouldn't.
oh, Jada is Will Smith, you're a grown man and a 50 years old. If you feel a woman is controlling you and making you do crazy things, then leave her. You can't use it. See, that is why what he said in that speech is so bad. Oh, love makes you do crazy things. Jay said, whoa, 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 hold up. I didn't tell you to go and slap the crap out of someone, bro. So don't bring me into this. So now, by him saying that, it is, oh no, I did this because of Jada. That's because Jada, I felt it. No. You did this because of you. That's why
100%.
Jada has been like, guys, I'm sorry, I'm not the villain here. I didn't tell him to go out and slap dude.
If you ask her, if they ask her, put a mic under to her and ask her, did you, were you responsible for what Will Smith did? She'd be like, heck no, I didn't ask him to do anything.
But people won't believe her. But people say, oh no, she's lying.
But
Basically, put it this way, people like Will Smith a lot more than they like Jada Pinkett Smith.
That's
That's
facts.
just a fact.
That's fact. I don't even know what I don't even know what she does, to be honest. I don't know.
Well, she was in that TV show Gotham. Yeah. Well.
Have you seen Osman's super chat?
Oh God. I
think it's going to be interesting.
I'll get. So, Kay says speech can't be considered violent unless a threat. If I'm working with my mother and you call my mother a bitch, that is a sign of threat, and I will physically respond.
I have a rule. If you insult someone's mother or sister or parent, you deserve to get slapped.
Yeah, like
or child.
The Sudan rule.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's like, okay, imagine if someone you can basically say, oh yeah, your baby is an ugly bitch. Oh well, these are just words and everything. Excuse me, you called my child what? Or bro, imagine if you're working with your daughter. Your daughter's like 6 years old, and then a guy says, "Oh my gosh, your daughter is so sexy. I would love to have sex with her." You are getting punched in the face. I'm sorry, you're getting punched in the face. So someone says something sexually explicit to your 6-year-old daughter, and you should be like, "Oh no, that's just words." Hell no. Or maybe we'll just build different. But hell no.
Yeah, it's context. Yeah.
There's context, my friend. Which is why I say, like, let's focus on this in situation. You are bald. You have no proof that I knew you had alopecia. You're bald. One of the most known films where a woman is bald is Demi Moore in G.I. Jane. Oh, you can be in G.I. Jane too. It's a lame joke. It's a lame joke. And guys, Will Smith, it wasn't about that joke. It was a sort of build-up. And even if it's a build-up, it's still egotistical. Okay, he cracked jokes about you in 2016. Says, oh, you're not, how can you boycott when you're not invited? Okay, he cracked jokes about how what is unfair is you getting paid 20 mil for Wild Wild West. These are jokes.
No, but hey, change. He was not even nominated for that brick film. He tried for that night. Let's play that Nigerian.
This is the
actor.
truth. I want the truth. Ibs.
How can you vote for that brick
Ibs,
film?
I'm Nigerian. Ibs, first of all, the guy he was playing is short and dark skinned. Let's start there. He's short, but fair enough, fine. That accent is a South African accent. That is because the only place in Africa Will Smith has been to is South Africa. So he thought that, oh, who cares? I'll just put in a general South African accent will be cool. Well, you do know that there are Nigerians that exist, and that accent is nowhere near Nigerian. You see, what's his name? Forrest Whitaker, who played Idi Amin. The guy went and fully trained. So, what is the Ugandan? I gave Forrest Whitaker kudos for that because that was an outstanding performance because he had to really learn and train hard to do a Ugandan accent. What's a bomb ass accent that he did? I'm sorry, I saw the trailer for that Williams film. That is a trash performance. I don't need to see the film. I've seen enough from the trailer so that this guy is just doing a cheap ass imitation of Richard Williams. It's a cheap ass, bomb ass, low tier. He's not a good actor. He isn't.
Yeah, even Ali. I thought Ali that was rubbish. That was
No, it
great
was
performance.
It was just a cheap lame ass performance. Like go and look at what De Niro did for and when he played Rocky Marciano in Raging Bull. See, that's when you're studying the guy and their nuances. Again,
Wasn't
the
it Joe
example.
LaMotta?
Sorry, LaMotta. Yeah, LaMotta. You're right, LaMotta. And what's Forrest Whitaker did for Idi Amin? That's when you're really training and you really got it down. That thing is freaking lazy because you're just a movie star that is likable, but now you're not. But let me actually see what Osman is saying. I don't want to bring this up to Mother. Osman Jalen says, Jada, thank you for the door, man. Osman, thank you for that door, man. Thank you for that donation, man. Thank you, bro. Jada never cheated on Will. The relationship was open for a time, but people would rather blame Jada than anything else. Ignorance is bliss, and folks want to be happy. Second, nobody's above getting slapped. Watch your mouth. I want to break down because that second part is funny because I listened to the Joe Budden podcast and they had a very interesting slant. But let me deal with the first part. I watched the video. Osman, I don't know the details of their relationship. We just know that it's open. But all because it's open doesn't mean that there are certain rules and parameters of what that means. So an open relationship is just open. Yes, it's open, but we now have some rules and boundaries to who you can go with, the kind of person, how you do it, whether after approval of the person. So there are many different rules. But the key thing though is that when she said entanglement, look at Will Smith's reaction. His reaction was an entanglement. So that reaction was obviously that she did something wrong. And he obviously did not approve. So you're right. She didn't cheat. You're right. She did not cheat. But she obviously did something wrong that Will Smith didn't approve of. But you are right, though. He didn't cheat.
When people bring up this perspective, my response is typically, why don't we know about the dirt from Will's side during this open relationship?
How do you mean?
Okay, so obviously, granted, it was an open relationship, but that doesn't mean we should know all the dirty laundry. And we only have the dirty laundry from Jada's side. We don't
That's
know
true.
who,
That's true.
we don't know any of Will's concubines, meaning he still had the respect for her. Obviously, she didn't have the same for him. There's no picture of Will Smith with a mistress.
Well, apparently, what's her name? Margot Robbie. Apparently, he did something with Margot Robbie.
He did.
No, but HA, that's not facts. Let's relax. That's not facts.
Bro, have you seen
Good
Basic?
for him. I say good for him.
No. But then, have you seen? If you look at Basic though, Basic, things was looking pretty up in them and Basic, and everything, man. So the second part of your thing, bro, is So I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast. And basically, Joe Budden said that, yeah, he should have slapped him. That's what people deserve to get slapped. And right now, it's open season and so forth. It's like a roundabout thing. Do you know how people say that free speech? Yes, everyone has free speech, but you're not free from consequences of your speech, because that's having your cake and eat it. You can't say that, oh, everyone has free speech, but people can't react to when you say stuff. Say anything you want, but I have the right to punch you in the mouth if you say stuff. Now, if I punch you in the mouth, I can get sued. But don't expect that you can say anything and people can't react to what you say. I'm sorry. Because if we have free speech, we are free to react to whatever speech that you say.
But it depends on what you say.
Yeah.
Because that was a mild joke. There's no excuse
Oh no
to
no
be
no no
violent.
no 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 no. See, I was just making a general thing in there. But if we now let's hone it in. So my general comment is free speech, but I can freely react to whatever speech you say. Now, honing into this, that joke did not warrant that reaction. It did not warrant that reaction. And for Will, you're not special, neither is Jada. Everybody gets crabs because someone actually made a very good point. They said that why do they hire comedians for this kind of stuff? All those guys in Oscars, you're millionaires, you're rich, you're privileged. You don't have to deal with the day-to-day kind of life stuff that we have to live with. You are in a bubble. The comedian breaks all that down. Will, Jada suffering from alopecia and so forth isn't the same as a woman who has to do 3 jobs to make ends meet suffering from alopecia. Because that is yet another situation that she has to have amongst trying to make ends meet and working 3 jobs. You're rich, okay? She's losing her hair. She doesn't have terminal cancer or so forth. And a comedian, what they do, and this is what a point that someone made is that we're trying to now bring these people down to size. So I'm cracking on you guys because someone needs to crack jokes on you guys so that also regular people can sort of feel like, yeah, you know what, yeah, these guys are like us as well. That's yes, they can't be cracked jokes on. Because it's jokes. It's so you are rich. You don't have a mansion and you can't take jokes. Tame jokes. No, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Like very little sympathy there, bro.
Hey, just one thing because I'm gonna leave.
Yeah. Because we have also moved to Russia, Ukraine soon, man. Because we want to talk about Putin.
Yeah, I was gonna mention with Germany the over reliance on energy, 42 billion cubic ton of gas that they rely on Russia, and Japan's already off the table peace treaty since World War II. That's been gone as well recently, and yeah, I wanted to say a lot about that, but I might have to leave soon.
Okay. So I mean, look, I think we've pretty much.
Can I share my thoughts real quick?
Yeah. Real quick, go for it, real quick before we move to Madarash.
First of all, if I was Chris Rock, I would have beat the hell out of.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
But
no, cool. So hold up. You would have had a fight in tuxedos at the Oscars.
I don't know. It's just insane to see a reaction so crazy. Like it's beyond belief. And another thing that I don't understand, right, is with I don't know if Jada, like with Jada, right, her reaction, and Will Smith reaction, like this is embarrassing on Will Smith and her wife, right? And the thing is like I feel like she could have probably at least stopped him or something, because I will never know, but it's pretty insane. But yeah, that's pretty much. But yeah, I would like you can't let anyone just slap you like it.
All right, so
Double H, could I just quickly say one quick thing? Just a quick thing.
Is this Ram?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ram, talk to me, Ram. Talk to me.
Well, my main problem with this whole thing is this whole situation is taking the limelight from the real story of the Oscars, which was Coda.
Yeah,
A deaf film won an Oscar.
Yeah.
A deaf actor has won an Oscar.
Yeah.
I have personally, I have a cousin who's deaf and a mute. So when he heard about this film being in the Oscars, he was properly happy because its representation is a deaf actor being there, and not a lot of deaf actors get into Hollywood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now looking at all this stuff is like, that's just shitty, man. It's shitty. It is proper shitty.
Rams, because my thing is that this is what I try to explain to people, because people say, oh no, because chances are, oh no, it's not going to be known. Even if the ratings were low, if Will Smith didn't do what he did, the big story would be like, wow, a film of fully deaf people won Best Picture award. That has completely been consumed by what Will Smith has done. Completely.
Like, remember what happened with Parasite? Everyone was talking about it because it was an international film.
Also, the first international film that won. So it was. So even if the ratings were low, that's what. Because put it this way, last year, Chloe Zhao won the best award. But okay, she was the second woman, but you were not the first woman. The first woman was Catherine Bigelow. So it didn't make the news as much. What makes the news is the first something. So the Parasites made the news because it was the first something. So if Will Smith didn't do what he did, the news would have, man, if a film of fully deaf people won the Oscar, and then people were like, oh, you know what? Let me see this Coda film. Let me see this Coda film that has won Best Oscar. Wow, a film of deaf people. And it now promotes people doing sign language. It promotes the idea of sign language. Will freaking Smith, because of your egocentric ass, taking over everything, you've now consumed that. Because for Will, like, what you've done, it's so bad. It's so bad. And it's Coda, it's Questlove, and him doing his whole thing. It's just so bad. You've taken away the whole thing, man. So yeah, no. I mean, when you put that perspective, it makes it even worse.
Wait, is this football terrorist Ram?
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah, shout out to you, Ram. Shout out to you, man. A big Liverpool fan. Big Liverpool fan.
Oh,
man.
okay, yo, what up?
H, let Rodney speak. He hasn't spoken.
Oh, okay, Rodney, go for it. Last guy, and then we'll go to Madarashia. Rodney, talk to me.
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. Oh, wait, is this the Rodney?
Yeah, man.
From the
Really?
It's been a minute.
Oh god,
Yeah,
this
man,
dude.
it's me.
The Squidward thing, like the hand.
Yes, you meet your mic. Already talk about Will, man.
Now look, for me, honestly, I feel like Lakeith Stanfield probably had the best take on this whole thing, where he was just kind of like, it's crazy what happened, but it's only really crazy because it's the Oscars, in my opinion. I feel like if this was like at an after party, or if this was like Will Smith, Chris Rock at like random YMCA scrimmage or whatever, you probably wouldn't find it that weird. But I feel like the added context of, oh, you're here with your peers, you're here to win this award as like the fifth black man to be like best actor, it overshadows the rest of the reason as to why you were there in the first place. But I feel like if it were me, if I had like three choices, and the three choices were, I can laugh and pretend like nothing's happening, I can get on stage and slap Chris Rock, or I can yell at him from my seat, I probably would pick like maybe the last one. But it's just weird because Will chose to do all three of those things, and like it doesn't really make sense like one after the other to do that, even if you can justify one of them. So for me, I probably don't really stand with either of them. I think both of them made a mistake. Chris with the joke, Will with the reaction. But I get it though. I do get it. It's just a shame it had to happen what happened, I think.
Well, no, I think that's the key thing. I think it's the venue in which it's happened that really makes it so bad. That's the main thing, man.
Wait,
But guys, look,
can I just one quick thing. I just want to say what I want to shout out my boy Drifty. Yeah, he made a pretty good point about this whole situation. Is because quite a lot of people that watch. So I'm not saying quite a lot, but some people that are at the Oscars do have some racial stereotypes of black people. And imagine watching the Oscars at one of the biggest events in Hollywood, and a black man goes up and hits another black man because of a joke.
It plays into the stereotype.
It plays into
100%.
the narrative, and it's just not going to be a good look for black people, man. That's all I got to say about
All right,
that.
so okay, we're gonna move, guys. So, guys, look, so now, guys, I'm gonna be very real with this whole stuff, man. Let me be real here. Like, and anyone can step in here. I am no expert in this. I'm not from Eastern Europe. Shout out to Ukraine. I used to have some Russian friends and everything. But guys, how long has this dude been trying to take over this country for?
For a long time now.
Like, Suleiman.
Yeah, it's been over a month.
Because, HH, like, Putin's like invasion of Ukraine started in 2014. Actually, like when he
Yeah,
annexed Crimea.
Crimea.
Oh yeah.
It started a long time ago.
But you see, I thought that, all right, this thing is going to be over like in a few minutes, or rather like in a week or so. But I'm like, because for me, my thing is that how does he win this war? Like, you can't nuke the whole place. You can't just bomb and raise the whole area, because you have to now take over the whole. Because the situation is that you've got to now go and just do that nitty gritty street. Bro, apparently they've lost like 6,000 troops. Russia.
It's more than that.
Hey,
They, like
yeah,
when
hey,
you
hey, Jake.
estimate it.
Yeah, so Chainsaw, yeah, what do you want?
The first to win the war, you need to have the people on your side. If the Ukrainian people are willing to fight back with Western-backed weapons, of course the Russian army will struggle. And plus, the Russian army has been struggling for.
I mean, that is probably true, General.
That's a
the
sick
Russian military capabilities have been overestimated multiple times. It's just a stereotype that they have a powerful military, when reality is they do have great hypersonic missiles in production and great Su-57s, but the thing is they've been wildly overestimated, their capabilities, and now they're being exposed in this conflict, and like and yeah, I don't know where do you want to start with this? Are we starting with like the beginning?
No. Basically, I mean, there's so many different ways to go through, because see, okay, let me give you this angle here. Here's my thing. Let's go back to how this whole thing started. And the initial thing, Putin, why are you invading a sovereign country? Why are you invading a country that is clear? Hold on. So my thing is, okay, why are you invading a sovereign country? They are sovereign, they are independent, they're part of Europe. They should be allowed to do what they want to do. It is crazy and psychotic that you want to invade them because of fear that they want to now come in and join NATO. That is madness. But it's like, here's my thing here, guys. What Putin is doing is bad. It's wrong. It's crazy. But guys, you know that people there's a larger war that's being waged that we just don't know about. Like, you know, when Biden and Obama, these guys going into the book, they're not talking about this year. They're talking about 3, 4, 5, 6 years into an advance. America or the West, they want to turn Russia into their own kind of democracy. And by slowly encouraging, so that is what, and Putin wants to avoid that. And from his point of view, because Sony is crazy, also so forth, he views that if they now hit Ukraine and Ukraine now turns into NATO, you're now encroaching and slowly encroaching into Russia. And Putin call it paranoia, so that that can happen, and this is how he's reacted. But my thing with Putin though is that how do you win this? See, that's my thing. Let's talk Dodd. Let's talk Dodd. How do you actually win this war? How do you now take over Ukraine and maintain Ukraine? You think that the guys at Ukraine will be happy that there won't be any insurgency or so forth? Like, how do you come out as a winner? Because, and also, my thing that is, look, I was reading something that says that when Russians were like rushing to shops to grab supplies because the sanctions are now really hitting them hard. So Putin,
but he already lost. Like, that's the thing though. Like, Putin lost the war that he didn't plan for. He lost the war of perception, the way the world views him. Like, let's not kid ourselves.
Wait. Did you heard what he said about J.K. Rowling, the Harry Potter author?
Yeah. I mean, like
cancel culture.
No, because the thing is, Putin is Mr. Evil. He is, you know who is the most scariest entity, low key, if we're being honest, it's the United States of America. The United States of America is the most powerful, the like sole owner of the entire world. Whatever the United States says is true. Whatever the United States does, it's good. Everybody if you contradict the United States, you're evil. If you contradict the United States, you're bad. Because let's not kid ourselves. The United States went into Afghanistan for whatever reason, God knows. United States went into Iraq when we talk about sovereign country. Iraq was a normal country. They went into it. Now they're not. Let's not like the reality of the matter is, guys. Shout out to my Ukrainians. I feel for you guys, man. This should never be happening to Ukrainians. It shouldn't be never happen to any country. But what the reality is like this is a power play. Ukraine is trying to get some power, form of power of the world. That's what they're trying to do. I mean, sorry, Russia. Sorry. Hold on, let me land. Russia's just trying to get some form of power. So this has nothing to do with, in my general opinion, NATO, all that stuff. That's subliminal reasons, but the real reason is Russia has been once upon a time a massive superpower. They were, but they have been broken apart. They have been broken apart. It's a fact. Ukraine, people say they used to have sovereignty a long time ago. That's true, but it is a fact that they were part of Russia. They were part of Russia. Russia, and it was one of the massive superpowers of the world. At one point,
the
it was
Soviet Union, not Russia.
okay. Let's just
don't make mistakes.
I mean, look. People know USSR, Soviet Union. Like, yeah,
okay. So let's. But then Russia, Soviet Union, Russia is the same thing. It's literally
the same thing. You don't understand history then.
But the banana is by one rule. Rule. Who ruled?
Yeah, okay. You have to keep going. Okay,
okay. Anyways, so the thing is like Putin has already lost the war. There's no way he can win this because at the end of the day, Putin is wrong, and that's it. And there's a lot. There's reports coming out that's saying that Russians also believe that Putin is wrong. You lost your own people.
But hold up. How many Russians though? You see, I need numbers because yes, Russians have been demonstrating and so forth. But then I turn on CNN and I see this massive, huge parade that Putin is giving in the stadium. So I need to know the exact numbers of how many people are for and against this war in Russia. Because I know that there are people who are against the war and for, but I need exact numbers.
That's the thing. I don't know the exact numbers, and in this world today, it's very hard to get the actual.
Very hard because everything is misconstrued.
Because like Russia has their own form of media. We have our own form of media. Everything we talk about is from our own perspective. We're talking about, I live in the United States, so every time I listen to media, it's the United States perspective.
Which is biased. CNN is biased as heck, bro.
Which it is. So you're not going to get the truth. But in my opinion, one thing that in terms of the media, in terms of perspective, he has lost it. And in my opinion, I don't know what he's doing right now. There is no reason to continue this war, but he is continuing.
His ego is too strong. There's no way he's going to stop it, bro.
His basic logic was he wants Ukraine to be like Canada is to the US, to be a neutral country that he could open the borders up with and do free trade and so forth. He also wanted to control the gas pipelines within Ukraine, so he has more control over the EU. He's also demanded that the EU pay for the gas with rubles, the Russian currency, not with the euros or the dollars. Why? Because then it gives the ruble more importance compared to the dollar and euro, and so the ruble obviously increases from there.
Appreciated.
And then thank you, Ram. And then with the Iraq war, because people will mention it in this conversation, you need to understand it's an Iran versus Saudi Arabia Cold War, right? When people mention the US made a mistake invading Iraq, and they openly admit that now, right?
Do they?
But
wow.
They do.
What a mistake. I mean,
it was a huge mistake. They've invaded it multiple times. But people don't understand, like someone like HH won't understand what Iran and Saudi Arabia play. It's a Cold War between those two in the Middle East.
Wait, hold on. I won't understand, man. Don't start sending shots at me, bro.
No, you're academic brick like Yasser. So
how am I academic brick?
Michael, talk to me. Your thoughts
that's
on
that. That's a red card.
That's a red card. Yes, it's a red. Your thoughts on because so I saw you mention in the thinking that so apparently many people have fled to Finland. So a lot of the Ukrainians have fled to Finland, apparently.
No, not Ukrainians, Russians. They're leaving Russia.
Russians?
Yes, a lot of Russians are leaving to Georgia, to
Damn.
Uzbekistan. They're all leaving. HH. I mean, I saw somebody say that 80% of Russians support Putin. Trust me, I have a lot of Russian friends. That is complete and utter BS. I mean, we know what Putin is doing here. He's
Yeah,
trying
Russians.
to save himself at this point because he
A lot of
knows.
Russians don't
Nah,
support
Wait,
him.
wait, wait, hold on. Let Mike land.
Yeah, I was just going to say that he's losing power here. This is his last straw. If he gets this wrong, I think there might be a big revolution in Russia. That's just my opinion.
Okay, see, Mike, because this is what I was even discussing with my brothers. Like, the only way you can get rid of Putin, see, there's these things that happen. It's like what happens even in my country as well with Abacha, is the army, a coup. The only person that can get rid of a president is the army. So that's where you need 3 or 4 generals to say what's up. And my thing is that, bro, there are a lot of guys who are loyal to Putin, man. I remember Mike Putin, he's ex-KGB. So the guy, he knows how to move. And he can sense when a guy is trying to say a little something. So my thing is that, what's the likelihood? Because that's the only way you're going to get rid of this, bro.
My question to you, if they get backing from the West,
who?
If these rebels get backing from the West, which they could do because it's geopolitics at the end of the day.
Of worms, bro. Like if America now, the West now starts to supply, or America now starts to apply, because remember, then Putin's like, oh, so we're doing that right now. Oh, now we're now open season.
And
Because
do you want
the West have always said that, bro, because the moment we dip our toe into its war, Putin's like, all right, gloves off. Let's now pop off. And now we're not getting into dangerous waters, bro.
Plus, do you want a rebellion in a country that has nuclear weapons that can get out of hand as well, you know?
That is true.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's messy.
That is true.
But HH, did you see when he was giving his speech and telling the generals that we're gonna bring in Luhansk and Donetsk into the Russian Federation, and one of the generals was speaking to Putin and he couldn't utter the words because he was just so scared and petrified of Putin in the meeting. Like, I'm just telling you, like, living in a country that's fought Russia, 2 wars, bloody wars, and they've taken a lot of our land here in Finland, and we're not a part of NATO. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about the future for my country if Putin does get Ukraine, because we're not a part of NATO, just like Ukraine. We've had ties with Russia. Russia used to own Finland. It's
okay. So in your view, so you believe that if he's to take over Ukraine, which I think that even if he does, it's going to be very volatile, he'll come for Finland, your country.
He will not come after it right away. But knowing Putin and, following Russian politics for a very, very long time, he's just going to slowly build up to it and gain an army, gain the trust of the people, manipulate everybody. Because a lot of people who don't live in Russia or live near Russia, he is portraying and promoting this symbol called Z. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's a Z symbol, and it's promoting and supporting the war in Ukraine. They have it all over the ice hockey arenas. They have it all over the streets. They're just trying to promote this war and being like, hey, we're doing this for a good reason and getting out the bad people that are in the Ukrainian government. So,
let me ask you this then. Again, for a guy, from Finland, knowing Russia and so forth, because here's my thing. Let's talk this whole sanctions war. You see, I get and understand the sanctions war. This is about psychological, financial, and economic pressure on your boy, which means that... And I watched a press conference that Putin said, and he said that, look, we just want to cut ourselves off from the world's financial system, as that will be bad for Russia, So my thing is that because one part of my brain says that Putin doesn't give a damn. And Putin is going to become even much more nationalistic and hive-minded by, Russia is Russia. Like how he said that, all those Russians making money in foreign places are not going back to Russia. These guys are our enemies of Russia. But how effective do you think these sanctions can be if the world completely cuts off from Russia, and how that can affect Russia and their economy?
For me, Putin, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about the Russian people. He only cares about himself and having all the power over the Russian people. I don't think these sanctions, while they will be damaging, because let me tell you, people couldn't get money out of the bank. That's how desperate they are in Russia at the moment. They had to get all of their bags and just leave and open new bank accounts in Uzbekistan or Georgia and Finland. And it's been a desperate situation for a lot of Russians. And I feel sorry for them because, now there's going to be a huge issue against Russians around the world, where if you say you're from Russia, people will immediately think you're a bad person, this sort of stuff, just based on one person's actions. But in the long haul, Russia has a lot of natural resources. Let's not kid ourselves. I mean, the amount of oil they have, diamonds, gold, everything is just so powerful. Like, this is the biggest country in the world.
So the sanctions don't do much.
Not right now, but I think in the long term, in the next maybe 5 years, if these sanctions continue, because I know quite a few people have been hurt by these sanctions that have hit Russia in the last couple of years since they took over Crimea and Donetsk and Luhansk. I mean, they're slowly feeling the effects of it, but now the process has sped up even more, and I mean, people are desperate. I mean, that's why they're leaving Russia by the millions almost. It's getting bad for Russians all over the world, unfortunately.
Let me just. Oh yeah. I'll come to Solomon. Let me just hit this dub and I'll come to Solomon. So, Casey, thank you for the dub, man. A decade of corruption in the army and bad logistics and sending new recruits and delusional thinking. You can do a blitzkrieg in the age of drones. Yeah, but
HH, that's a problem. Like, I keep hearing that like they were planning to go in there and take it over in a matter of hours and days, and like I have
they
never
didn't pop off, bro. Didn't pop off.
but I have never in my lifetime, like we've seen wars. I have never in my lifetime seen a war happen so quickly. A lot of times wars take time. So I don't know, like the notion that like, this war was supposed to end in a week, in a month, like I mean maybe it's just like how wars are. They just take time.
But I think
it depends on the...
But Putin is such a huge ego, just as pretty much a dictator. There's no way he's going to lose this war.
Yeah.
Which is what's scary, because do you think Putin's going to admit defeat? Hell no.
No.
So he's going to be here until he wins, which means that when you now win, what kind of Ukraine are you going to govern when you eventually win? Because he is eventually going to win, unless someone takes him out internally. Ukraine can't win this. They can't win.
HH, one last point I gotta make. I have a couple buddies that are actually in the war in Ukraine, so just praying for them every day. I've been to Kiev. It's a fantastic city, but oh boy, I mean, the stories I've heard from them is pretty crazy, especially the first week, where I mean, constantly just air raids. It's horrible to hear, and I know a lot of people around the world are affected by war, and I feel for everybody that's affected by this. But I mean, when you hear from friends that are in it and just hearing the stories, it's terrifying. It's terrifying. But also, Russia's planning into this war was absolutely dreadful, and they're using Belarus as a bunch of puppets as well, going through Belarus and just because.
Wait, did you see that video with the Russian POW?
Yeah.
Who said like, bro, like we don't even know what we're doing here. We're fighting.
Yeah, a lot of the soldiers, they didn't even know what they were doing. They were just sent to some border towns and said, hey, you're gonna fight somebody or do some training. They didn't actually know they were gonna actually fight people. Yeah.
And to
only
be fair,
only the generals knew.
Another thing I noticed as well was there were a lot of vehicles from the Russian side that their gas and stuff just completely empty out. Like it seems like they're having issues traveling to Ukraine and stuff, like in the areas. And bro, I feel like I don't know if they already sanctioned every like fuel and stuff for them, but yeah, I've been noticing traveling issues for their military, and it's crazy.
The thing is, right?
Wait, hold on. Let me just take this job, then I'll come to you guys. Let me just take the jobs quick. So in cases that I think he's referring to Putin. Think of the dope case. He says he won in Syria, Georgia, and Chechen. Not far-fetched. Says, what the F? Saddam murdered 200,000 Kurds. Not normal. Oh, no, look. Saddam was a madman, but remember, like, I mean, they went in here and looked for weapons of mass destruction, and Saddam ain't the only bad guy that exists. So don't go as if, like, America did because, we try to remove the evil guy. They went there for freaking oil. So let's just be real. Casey again says, he wants Ukraine like Austria, Finland in Cold War. And from your boy Osman, thank you for the job, Osman Jelani, man. Thank you for the job, bro. According to the New York Times, 83% of Russians said they approved of Putin's actions, up from 68% in January, according to a poll by the Levada Center. I mean,
Nonsense.
see my okay. So now this is from the New York Times. Again, what do we?
Polls
What's
can
who
be
believe?
misled. Polls can
Yeah,
be misled.
they can.
See, that's the see. Any poll that comes from Russia where a guy has been in charge for like almost 2 decades, I ain't believing that in bruv. I ain't believing that in bruv. So
I
I
mean, do you
can't believe
see all the
anything.
people that are getting arrested who are protesting against him? I mean, everybody.
Bro,
Hey,
like
Chich, did you
this guy
see that?
constantly throws guys in jail that say what's up. Wait, honestly, I'll come to you. Hold up. And cases is that the Soviet disaster in the winter was war encouraged Hitler. Oh damn.
What do you mean by that?
Encourage him to
He's
like
he,
declare
he's
war.
he's talking about the Finnish Winter War. I mean, well, I could go into a whole scenario about that, but basically nobody wanted to help us, and we had to fight Russia on our own. And the only people that would help us was the Nazis, unfortunately. But
God damn.
Yeah, we had
That's
to do
like
it.
that was like Hitler's ideology for
Exactly.
Scandinavian
Yeah.
countries. You know. What I mean?
So on this do you want to say something?
Yeah, for that poll, right? Listen. I know some Russian people. They all seem fairly intelligent, right? There's no way this is true. Did you see that video of where one of this Russian minister was literally blaming Ukraine for starting the coronavirus, and they used that as an excuse? This was some North Korea level shit. The general behind them was laughing. It was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. This is literally, they're censoring the internet, by the way. They're cutting off YouTube. They're cutting off
Yep.
Twitter. This is basically just the North Korea of the West. And
And my thing is that my thing though is I don't know how long you can have all the natural resources in the world and everything, but it is too much of a shock to a system for Russia as a whole to be cut off from the West. Because, see, for North Korea, you've gone through several years of being cordoned off and so forth, and you got used to, and also in North Korea, the conditions there ain't great. But for Russia, Russians are embedded in all of the world and all of the society. And a lot of Russian businesses rely on European business. So to cut that off, the other people were like, bro, I'm sorry, my business can't exist only in Russia. My business is reliant on international on international business and customers and access.
But for all these natural resources, right? They're actually a very poor country, like by Western standards. He's a horrible leader, by the way, absolutely horrible for his people. Like they have, I think their GDP per capita is like a fifth of that of the US. They have horrible living standards. Like the average man lives like 68 years, which is basically third world country level. They're a very, very poor country, actually, in many ways, at least for their people. I'm sure their leaders are very rich.
So, how do you think this whole ends up? A coup, mutiny, he wins, he expands.
I can't see. I would really like to see him assassinated by someone close to him. I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. But I don't.
No, bro. On the basis, bro. If this guy wants to start World War III, yes, assassinate him. Yes, yes. Okay,
innocently, preferably, but he's got such a massive ego. He will just keep on throwing dead Russian bodies at this war until he eventually and probably inevitably wins.
Can I say something real quick?
Oh yeah, sure.
You can go the dispute after.
Because thing is, right, he won't stop at Ukraine. What makes people think what's so special about Ukraine? There's nothing that special about Ukraine, really. He's going to keep on pushing and pushing until he either dies or until the US finally steps in, because the Russian army is no match for US army. I'm relatively confident of that. And at that point, he might actually nuke us. This crazy old man. I hope that the people high up in the Russian army have some sense, because obviously he can't do it himself. But I think once he senses that he's in a losing battle, he's such a petty man, he might actually resort to that.
See, my thing is that I'm going based off of, because I've known loads of Russians over the years, and for some reason I've just always been friends with Russians in school. I don't know why, and it's funny though, there's an aspect of me that says that there are little Russians who really believe in Russia and the idea of Russia. And other people who see Putin as a guy who very much represents, because Russians are always very tough, super tough as nails. And they don't see Putin perfectly exemplifies the Russian who is tough as nails. But then talking to some people, money's money, man. And if a dude is messing up the money, then you get like guys are like, bro, guy, this guy's gone nuts. So the hope is that a few generals are gonna be like, bro, this guy's gone nuts. And because once you lose the army, that's it. But the reason why, see, a lot of coups happen with a lot of presidents because these presidents don't have any military background. But not only does Homeboy have a military background, he's KGB. So there's one thing to be a military general, there's one thing to be KGB. We're like, no, you're a thinking soldier. So the issue is that this is a dude who can sniff a mutiny coming from a mile away. So it makes it even much more difficult to get rid of Homeboy. Suleiman, talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of has been said that I agree with. I just wanted to add something real quick about like how like Putin's point of view on this. Obviously, like it's wrong invading like a sovereign nation. Like once you like it was unprovoked as well. Like Ukraine didn't do anything, and like I like did some research on like why is this crazy man doing this stuff, and like it turns out like he said that like in 2007 he was like the biggest like tragedy that ever happened in the late 20th century for him, and his point of view was the fall of the Soviet Union. And ever since then, like since he took power in 2000, is like his main goal is let's bring back the Soviet Union. Let's annex all these like small countries and like bring it into Russia. And the thing that like is important about Ukraine is it's a democratic state, unlike other like post-Soviet countries. Like when you look at Kazakhstan, it's like ruled by a dictator, and his point of view is, I'm controlling Russia. It's like a one-man party system. How can these neighbors that are so close to us on our border, how can they have democracy, and how can they survive without us? You know, and and the thing is, like Ukraine and Russia, they have like a lot of similarities when it comes to like cultural, religion, like language. It's very similar, and like they like often you have like families that live in Ukraine but have also family in Russia as well. So I mean, there's like a lot of interlocking parts of it, but at the end of the day, like Putin, I think it's the scary thing is like we looked at like Russia in the past. They're not afraid of like a lot of dead people. Like you look at World War II, they suffered the most amount of casualties, like even more than the Nazis. Like they lost a bunch of bodies like in Afghanistan during like the 1980s. These guys aren't afraid of like dying soldiers because they have a large population, and he'll just keep sending more people, more soldiers until like yeah, I just don't see how this ends, like unless like something dramatic happens, which is
They
crazy.
don't have a particularly large population, even like for such a big country.
Is
It's
it like
actually quite small.
100? Is it like 140 million, something like that?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
because
that's right.
I think
That's
it's like
quite small,
massive
isn't it?
land mass, but not high population. The land mass is massive, but the population is great.
Yeah, but like historically, Russians aren't afraid of like losing a lot of soldiers. They don't care about the numbers. They just think about like the end goal, which is capturing Ukraine. And to be fair, like Ukraine, for such a small like army compared to them, they have done a good job. Like to be fair, and they've used like American systems like the Javelin, I think it's called, or like the Stinger missiles, which like even though like their air forces has been decimated, they use like these missiles like they like you can put on your shoulder and then you can like launch it and like automatically tracks like the aircraft and just like shoots it down. So yeah, man, I mean,
No. I think Russia are pretty shocked by how hard it's been to overthrow Ukraine. Because for me, I was about to say like, because I just assumed that okay, look, this we're moving a week, okay, moving to it's like, bro, wait, it's like a month. These guys are still fighting these dudes, and it just shows you that even if Russia has the superior firepower and all the weapons, that doesn't mean anything because once you're not going to streets fighting and so forth, you can't just bomb the entire country. You don't have to run and use strategy and tactics. And Ukraine, they know that terrain better than the Russians. So they know when to hide. They know how to pick guys off. They know how to put guys into. Which is what happened in Iraq. America have all the weapons, but Iraq know these streets better
That's a
than
one quick
you
point as
guys.
well.
So
One quick point as well. Like the Russian military, it's dependent. Like as you would say, they're like railroad merchants. Like these guys, like the whole like railroad system, like the employees, they work for like the government, the military. So every transportation, when you see these like weapons coming through and these tanks, they're all on railroads when they're in Russian territory. But when you get to Ukraine and you like enter the territory, that like you don't have that railroad anymore. So you're just on your own trying to figure out where you're going, and that's like where like you see a a lot of Russian soldiers getting captured because like it's unorganized. They don't know what they're doing at all. So,
Marvelous, man. Your thoughts on this whole Ukraine, Russia, Putin, and all this, on all this madness. Marv. Okay, man, I think Marv is out of here. Let me take some debates and I'll come to buy. Osman says, wars by proxy are the trend since the Cold War. Yeah, look, I said, look, I think ever since the Cold War, wars are now a lot more complex and it's much more 4-dimensional, 5-dimensional, and it's a lot more detailed and there are a lot more pieces that's come into play. World War I, World War II is like, okay, boom, us against them, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is Ukraine, Russia, but you've got China that's looking around. You've got a sort of union between North Korea, China, and Russia, but China sort of now looking behind and assessing what's happening. Ukraine is now sort of Europe's jewel, and also America's jewel because America is now allied with Europe. So it's a lot of complicated pieces happening around. And let's keep it real, the Cold War never really ended. Like it's still continuing, which is the West against Russia. And my thing is that I don't know what Putin wants, but then as Mike just says, does Homeboy want to recreate the Soviet Union? That's my thing is that, wait a minute. Do you actually want to slowly recreate the Soviet Union? Because, bro, I'm sorry, that ship has sailed a long time ago. But this guy is so psycho, he probably does.
do you know why
Because
he's
you're
so
dealing with a
obsessed?
psychopath.
You know why he's so obsessed with this whole like recreation or like making the Soviet Union better again or like making it again? Is because like you mentioned, he was a KGB officer. Like he worked for the Soviet government, and now like when he first came in, like I think he was like the mayor of like was it St. Petersburg? Yeah, he was the mayor, and he just like saw Russia becoming like so small and so weak compared to the United States. He was like, what's going on? Like we used to be so powerful. Now we're just just like second class compared to these Americans. So yeah.
Wing, I won't mention the rest of your name. I challenge Elon to a 1v1 combat for Tesla and SpaceX. Wing, you'll probably lose that battle. And Wing, you owe me a freaking PS5, so give me my damn PS5, bro. Bye. Talk to me, bro. You just joined in. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. Thank you for letting me on.
Yeah, no problem, man. This is Open Hangouts. Everyone's welcome here. Almost anyone.
I think the elephant in the room is the NATO expansion, like since the 90s, how the West has expanded NATO eastward towards Russia's border. I mean, I think that's been like, what do you call it? Like hidden from the conversation, really, from the Western point of view.
So do you feel that NATO are wrong to sort of be expanding?
Yes, because they promised the Russians in the 90s, they said we won't expand NATO 1 inch eastwards, and they reneged on that promise, you know.
You see, this way, I'm caught with two minds here because one part of me says that Ukraine is a sovereign nation. If you're a sovereign, independent nation, you should be able to free to do what you want to do. But there's another part of me, and this is something that my mom sent me here, which is that, was there an agreement made? Was there an agreement that said, okay, you're independent, but we have to agree that you don't join NATO? Because yes, you're an independent country, but we have a little thing. You're also Russia.
Yeah.
So as long as you agree not to join NATO and everything, we're all cool. So, but my thing is that, was that an agreement that was made, and was that agreement broken?
No, it's like what do you call it? A gentleman's agreement. Like
there we go. And my thing is that you didn't make it with Zelensky. Maybe you did this with another group, but Zelensky is a whole new dude. And then when they now bring in Zelensky, there now talks that the West were actually instrumental in getting him into power.
Yep, the coup that happened
in 2014. Because like the ex-president, the former president used to be pro-Russia.
No, but Zelensky won the election in 2019. That was after the coup in 2014. But the thing is, like, imagine if Mexico became a Russian state, like a vassal state with nuclear weapons, or NATO, like our equivalent of Russia, equivalent of NATO in Mexico. The Americans would not accept that. I mean, they would invade like preemptively, like happened in Cuba, like with the Cuban Missile Crisis. Like they said, the world nearly ended in 1962 because of the missiles.
But see. Okay, but my thing that, see, for Putin, you're in almost a lose situation. Okay, we had a gentleman's agreement. Nothing is signed. Nothing was seen by the UN. This hasn't gone through UN approval. It's literally just a gentleman's agreement. But now decides that okay, no, we now want to we now
Mhm.
want to now join NATO. So you go and invade the country and take it
No,
by
no,
force.
but do you actually think if Ukraine went to NATO, like that would not cause a World War III, essentially?
Yeah, it would have. I mean, then you have like, cause like not only Ukraine, but in Poland and like the amount of countries that's part of NATO that is like almost on the edge of Russia's border is crazy.
Wait,
Yeah,
that's not.
Germany.
Wait, guys, because Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, all former Soviet Union countries, they're part of NATO.
Yeah, that's
Poland
crazy.
is a part of NATO. I think Georgia is trying to become a part of NATO, and now we're having discussions here in Finland of joining NATO. Which I mean, I'm not really for, to be honest, but
Wait. So why are you not for Finland becoming part of NATO?
well, I mean, have we seen the actions what NATO have done in the
Yeah.
past before to Serbia, especially? Look what they did to Serbia, man. Just absolute atrocity. So, yeah, it's become a big discussion here in Finland whether to join NATO or not. And you guys were talking about Zelensky, the Ukrainian president. Do you guys know that he is a former comedian? And he actually did a show. He did a show being like portraying as a president of Ukraine, which is pretty mad in my opinion. But I mean, Putin is against a former comedian. Like, come on, Putin. I mean, bravo to Zelensky for finding this true. Like, the guy looks like he hasn't had sleep for 30 days, to be honest.
But by the way, like the idea that Putin's lost this war, like I don't believe that. Like
I don't believe it either.
Oh no, he can't see my first of all, see this is why it's so crazy. There is no way Putin will accept a loss in this war. No way. Because that would be beyond an embarrassment. He's gonna win this war. Just that it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when he's gonna win this war. But my thing by it though is that when you win, what kind of Ukraine is gonna be left?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's the thing. Because okay, you win, but what will Ukraine be like?
I think it would be like a neutral, like probably a pro-Russian.
No, but I'm talking about insurgencies, rebellions, people
yeah.
rising up. How many people will leave? So it's like what's kind of say? Because bro, you have already bombed the heck out of this whole place. So lots of what was once a beautiful city has been bombed to bits. So there's going to be a lot of rebuilding that has to be done. And my thing is, I mean, who's going to because people are already living on mass. Because people are like, hell no, do I want to live under freaking Putin? I was really happy under democracy. And the guys that are like pro-Russia in Ukraine, these are just small pockets of Ukraine. Most of Ukraine is anti-Russia. So that's the true. Let me bring in Rob, because Rob hasn't really spoken to this. Rob, talk to me.
Yes, I think that from what I understand is that Putin wants to retake every country that used to be part of the Soviet Union. That's what he's trying to do, I believe. So like Ukraine and all the other countries like Georgia. He wants to retake them.
What makes you think that he actually that's his plan? What makes you think that that's his plan? Because Rob, that's wild.
Yeah,
I mean, that's wild, bro. I mean, come on, man.
Well, I believe that's what he tries to do right now. But after he conquered Ukraine, if he does that or not, we don't know. But there was also a time where it was during the Cold War, right? Or at the end of Cold War, when the revolutions happened in Russia. There's a story that Putin was surrounded by 20 people in like a revolution, and he managed to talk his way out of it. Surrounded by that many civilians who tried to attack him, basically. But I feel that, he tries to take all those countries, I think, but they also planned very poorly, and he underestimated how good their equipment was. Because like you see now, their tanks and such are really bad and not very good. So I feel like they underestimated the equipment. The soldiers are slowly losing faith because there are also stories going around that Russian soldiers are driving from brigades. They're driving with vehicles over their own superiors. They're driving them over dead.
Yeah, and also I think even that apparently there are loads of tanks that have actually been abandoned apparently in
Yes.
Ukraine and so forth,
So
man.
even the Russian soldiers are losing faith in this battle. So I think it's going to be really difficult and really tough. So and they're losing a lot of generals and superiors that are dying very fast during this war.
I mean, how likely do you think that there could be a mutiny? Or do you think there are a lot of Russians who have big enough balls to launch a mutiny against him, like the generals? Because I say no. I say no.
I don't know. It all depends on how things going with the Ukraine war. Because if things stagnate or if things get worse for Russia during this war, I think you might see a coup, but not right now. Or if things get better for Russia, I don't think it will happen.
Now, is this the real Juju man? Juju man. Juju man, is that you? One, two. Juju man, are you there? Are you there? One, two. Juju man, are you there? Okay, let's.
Yeah, what's up, Devilish?
I just wanted to check because a lot of people that use
Yeah,
your.
you know, I'm listening through because for some reason my mic. Oh yes, I'm here.
Okay, okay. I think there's maybe a delay. Juju man, let me just take some dubs and then I'll come to you, bro. Let me just take some quick dubs from guys and then I'll come to you, bro. So from Wing says Khabib and Islam versus Jeffree Star and Jackson Mahomes. Excuse me, bro. I have no idea who the hell Jeffree Star is, man. Wing, I think you're smoking crack, bro.
You don't want to know. You don't want to
Yeah,
know.
and
bro.
thank you, please. And I won't know. I refuse to know. Casey says, thank you for the dub, Casey, man. Casey, the majority of Eastern Europeans wanted to join NATO because of 300 plus years of Russian Empire aggression. Not everything is about the US. Yeah, that's fair. And Casey said that NATO stopped a genocide in Serbia. Look, NATO has done good things, they've done bad things. Almost any organization has their good and their bad. And what you do is, what can I live with the evils this organization has done? Nobody's clean, nobody is perfect. So people would say, okay, this has done that. Compared to the Russians and so forth, I can live with NATO sins. And that's just how it goes, that I can live with these sins and these evils as opposed to these guys' evils and evil sins. So it's all about what you can live with, bro. From Kevin Higgins, man, thank you for the dub, Kevin, man, who says Putin will make the former Soviet Union puppet states like in Belarus if he conquers them. And my question is, bro, it would be wild if this guy starts going around or trying to rebuild the Soviet Union, bro. See, I don't think so. I believe that this is just Ukraine in particular, because Ukraine is bordering Russia and they have such close ties. So Putin's like, okay, you can do anything. This is where I draw the line, bro.
No, I don't think so, because they also made a mistake where they accidentally revealed their plans on live television, where it showed that they wanted to invade other countries.
Oh shit! Why? When was
For
this?
real? Damn.
I don't know when it was, but
Yeah,
it
it's
was
Moldova. Moldova.
Yeah, Moldova. They wanted to invade Moldova, but they accidentally revealed it on TV.
Wait, that's where Sheriff FC is from, right? Moldova.
If they dare
Yes, yes.
touch Sheriff FC, we have issues,
Exactly.
bro. If
Yeah.
they dare touch Sheriff FC, we're gonna have
Oh,
problems,
can
bro.
you guys hear me? I think it works.
Yeah,
now.
Judge man, I can hear you. We can hear you, bro.
Juju man, we can hear you
Yeah.
perfectly.
We can hear you,
Cool,
bro.
cool. Yeah.
So, Judge man,
Oh,
talk to
sure.
me, man. Russia, man. Talk to me. man.
I think what's it called? This is what I'd say. Like with the war, I'm against any form of war, because it's like I talked to this guy because I didn't know anything about war, but I talked to this one guy who was in Afghanistan, and he told me like war is terrible, like it's just bad, like and so it's like with this, I hope, like it's unfortunate, like we're in the second month now, like I hope it ends, and like I think like the damage, like temporary pain for like Ukrainians because of like the buildings, their life, like people are probably homeless at this point. Some people like, and it's like it's just the distraction. And then with Russia, I don't know if they're going to change the regime, or like everyone is terrified of Putin because if anyone speaks up, they might get poisoned.
Yeah.
or like yeah. So it's like, but a permanent damage. I don't know how they come back from this. Like unless Putin, like with Putin in power, because like the damage is done already. So I
I
don't
mean,
know
no,
what they're
because
going.
gentlemen, because people
Yeah,
are saying that this guy is maybe trying to rebuild the whole Soviet Union. Gentlemen, this
yeah,
guy is ex KGB. This guy is old school. This guy's old school, bro. Which
yeah,
is why I say, like, see, these sanctions ain't gonna do jack sugar.
yeah.
Ain't gonna do jack sugar because the guy's like, bro, I am pro Russia. What the hell are this guy's gonna do? But my thing though is that how long can Russia truly survive and their populations and their businesses survive by being so cut off from the world? And how much
Yeah.
pressure can the circle around Putin put onto homeboy? We just don't know because
Yeah.
it's now a question of loyalty now.
Yeah, and the other thing too, yeah, true. And the other thing too is like, if he feels like that's happening, do you think he'll go extreme and like destroy like Ukraine, like use now serious weapons to like to so that it doesn't take because I don't like already it's already like looks bad because it looks like as far as like Western media and the way they're reporting as if like they're losing, like it's like Russia is not doing as well.
You see, no,
But I don't know.
Judgment, I love that you
Yeah.
brought that up. And this now goes
Yeah.
back to media. Because, I was just okay, like,
Yeah.
just a quick way to sort of find news. You go into Twitter and so forth.
Yeah.
I'm like, when I look at Twitter, like, wait, this is so biased. First of all, so,
Yeah.
in the UK, they've shut down Russia today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I want to watch Russia today because, I want to see for me, how you watch news is you watch every single news source you can get.
Yeah.
Left wing, right wing, central, this, that. So you have the best possibility because every news station is biased and skewed in a certain way. So what you do is you watch you consume every bit of news you can possibly. So the issue with the Western media is they're going to tell a biased truth about, Ukrainians are fully brave, Russians are losing thousands, Russia losing the one and everything. Well, is that the truth or is that just a thing that you want? Is that like a narrative you want to spin out there?
Yeah, yeah, true, and that's why like the good thing is like with the younger generations and like our like generations, like we have exposure to like we know people from different places around the world, so it's very hard like so I think we get like a more it's a wider perspective or a full perspective compared to like someone who's like in his 80s or 90s who's like not not in social media or doesn't get like you cannot see like someone's video from the ground. It's like the narrative from the media. So but it's like yeah, like the propaganda from the media. But it's like I just want this to be over because it's like I don't think
It's
like
going to be a long
having a
time till
war
it's
is
over,
just
bro. Like
yeah,
I know,
because
look,
it's like
it's
yeah. So just one point. I don't know because I have relatives in Africa and like they're telling me like the price of wheat. Like I think it has effect. Like the price of wheat and like the fertilizers. Because I think right now it's like planting season for like I think it's corn and stuff.
Yeah.
They're telling me that. So it's like and then with the oil prices now because like with Russia providing like lots of energy.
So they get the fertilizers from Russia.
Oh no, from Ukraine, from Ukraine.
From Ukraine. Okay, from
Yeah,
Ukraine.
yeah, and what's it called? And now with all the energy, I think Russia. I forgot the numbers.
Yeah.
but
Like the energy
a lot of
prices,
energy.
petrol, everything.
Yeah.
Like, because I heard apparently like Biden
Yeah.
struck a deal with Europe or something for some oil energy or something. But
Yeah. Like
but
the
my thing now,
gas.
like, gas. So
Yeah.
we're gonna feel the effects.
Yeah.
We're gonna feel the effects.
No,
And like,
Biden just I think it was either today or yesterday. He announced that for the first time ever, United States are gonna use their oil reserves.
Yeah.
So we have the
Yeah.
reserves. Like they're gonna use it because the life like the living cost in America is ridiculous at this point.
bro,
This is
man.
ridiculous, man.
Everything, because I'm like, because it's so weird that like, because even there's a massive thing in the UK now where
Yeah.
energy prices are going crazy and guys are saying, bro, we can't live like this, bro. So I'm saying, like, is this all like a knock-on effects from for all the shit that's happening over here? But sorry, continue.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah. So yeah, and then so it's like so the one thing is like I think when this war ends, hopefully it ends anytime. It ends soon because it's like I think it will be a win for everyone because it's like there'll be peace.
Well, judgment. It
I mean, no,
depends
for
how
the guys
it ends,
that
though. No,
Oh, yeah,
because
no.
because my thing,
Yeah.
like, judgment. Let's say they totally take over Ukraine, And let's say like people are saying that he now starts to encroach onto other Soviet states,
Yeah.
that it doesn't stop. Because people say, okay, why stop at Ukraine?
No,
Let's
but
now
he-
rebuild this whole
you know
baby.
why? You know why? It's because I think because Ukraine is not part of NATO. Like if it was a part of NATO, like the other countries, like it will be now be a world war, and there's no way that would be like a loss for everyone. And like yeah, that would be a
No,
disaster.
but it was because that was my initial thing. Because people say,
Yeah.
oh, he wanted to rebuild the Soviet Union, but I said like, no. Ukraine is just particular because his thing is like, you leave Ukraine, I'm cool with them. But one thing I can't accept is if they join NATO, and I'm going to stop them from joining NATO. But they don't want to listen, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
and now this is like the consequences.
Do-
So like with this with Putin, I don't know. Like if he has nothing to lose, he might go like that's what I'm afraid. Like that's why I hope this ends. Like
Do you
if
guys
someone has nothing to
think
lose, it's dangerous.
do you guys think Putin has the balls to drop a nuke?
Yeah, I think he does.
I don't think
because
he
like
does.
Well,
I
that would
think
that
it
would
does.
Wait, no. See, you have to clarify the question. Yes, he has the balls, but he's not that stupid. Because obviously, you must have heard of the nuclear deterrent.
Yeah.
The nuclear deterrent is that if we all have nukes, no one's going to drop a nuke. Because if I drop a nuke, you will drop a nuke, then we kill each other. So the point is that I don't want to die. So the whole point is that I'm not going to drop a nuke because as I drop that nuke, you will drop your own nuke, and we both die.
I'll give a different perspective. I think what's it called? I think it all depends if he has if he has nothing to lose. Like if he goes where it's like point of no return, where it's like if whatever happens, they're going to get rid of him, or like of people want to kill him or assassinate him, or like where he's like he's losing on the brink of losing everything. He might do because let's be honest. Like, I don't know about most people, but I thought like with the whole, I didn't think he was going to invade. I thought it was just like threatening, so no one does anything.
So
but he actually did it.
Yeah, I mean, look, see,
yeah,
I never want to play that game of like, never say never, or they would never, bro.
Yes.
This dude, known Putin, I will not put anything past him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because all I'm saying is that I just don't think he'd be that stupid because he knows the repercussions.
True.
But as Judgment just says, if he's at the point of no return and he has nothing to lose, he'd be like, F it, screw it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So which is why these guys around him are very key. And my thing about it is that how loyal are these guys? Because the only thing that can stop Putin are these guys around him.
Yeah. And the other thing too is like because we all know like right now Double H, like we can see like we don't expect it, but he can actually just shock everyone, and like it's the stuff that
he's random, bro.
Yeah,
Judgment,
he's
nuts.
Unexpected. Like,
this dude is nuts, bro.
No, but Putin wouldn't drop a nuke on like a random country. Like he's not gonna do that. Like
that would have been like the dumbest decision, bro. Like if you drop a nuke, what will you? The thing that you're gonna get is what's the word I'm looking for? Radiation. You won't be able to live in those zones anymore. Like it makes no sense, you know.
Yeah,
but
true. But if he's like if he doesn't win it, and he has the attitude where it's like if no one gets Ukraine, if I don't get Ukraine, no one gets Ukraine, and it just
I think someone said it in the comments that if
would
he
be
adopts that approach of if I can't have Ukraine, then no one can.
No, but
okay, wait, hold up. Before I continue, Marvel, let me just go to this.
True. But I just ended by saying on a positive note. Like I hope like because if guys are in Ukraine or guys are in war right now, like stay safe and like I hope this ends. Like it's just
we all do.
Good. It's no.
We all do, man. So let me.
Have you wondered whether you have viewers from Ukraine like prior to this thing?
I have no idea. But
no, Dr. Joe.
Oh no, but I thought you meant Ukrainians.
Yeah,
the only guy I know that lived in I'm not sure. But Dr. Joe, well,
I think
Dr. Joe, he's not in
Nigeria.
Nigeria. He's
you
left.
can
bro.
check on your.
Oh no, yeah, I can check. I can check. So Casey says, thank you for the dub, Casey. India, Germans, China are still buying Russian oil. Are they?
I saw something about India. Apparently,
yes,
and Germans.
No, India. Apparently, India and Russia have a good relationship.
No. What's it called? I think India abstained from voting.
No. Yeah.
And with Germans, they're dependent. They cannot they're dependent on Russian energy. They cannot if they remove it, I think they will be in a recession.
Wait, hold on. So Wing says, HH, please release carriers. There's a war going on bro. Actually, where is Siberia? Siberia is not involved in this war.
No, but then isn't a Siberian East Ukraine?
Yeah, it's East Russia. I mean, East Russia.
Siberia is
Yeah,
part of Russia.
Siberia
Siberia
is
is
in
East
Russia.
Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but Siberia is not under. If Siberia is under attack, then I'll leave Karis.
Wait,
Osman Jelani says,
You will leave him there? You
yes,
take
I will.
everyone?
Yes, I will. So Osman says, Biden also admitted that there would be a food shortage because of this conflict.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Bro, if that happens, bro, yes, there could be a civil war in America, bro.
This is the reason why I don't be sending in super chats, bro. I be watching your videos. I can't, bro. I can't.
Oh
Do you
my
know
god.
that people are truly weird, bro.
People are sick, bro.
So if people actually come in
Why
and they
do
actually
people say?
Did you hear about what happened on Core Stream the other day? Like,
Oh, God.
Yeah,
someone
someone
came
played
in.
Core.
Suleiman, don't
what
say
happened? What happened?
he's gonna get striked.
Okay,
Oh.
so like,
Oh.
long story short, like he showed someone, like a troll came in. They showed like a video of someone getting, giving the, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And how did the core react, bro?
He like
He
kicked him off.
canceled. He
Yeah.
canceled the entire stream.
Yeah.
He canceled the entire stream. I was watching it.
Guys, this is happening too much now. Like, we saw Saeed.
Wait,
what
can't you
happened to
protect the
Saeed?
link? Like send a passcode or something, or like you can't do that.
No. I mean, like, that's the thing, because we see, because these are open hangouts. Because it's open. So hence why I think it's very important that you guys log in with your YouTube thing, so you can actually see your YouTube name and so forth. Maybe because if not, you can just have guys that just come in randomly and everything, and it's crazy. Look, see, guys, for me, look, as I said again, there's war in Yemen, there's war in Palestine, there's war everywhere. So this war in Ukraine, it isn't more important than all those wars everywhere. But why this is so important is because Putin is a psycho and he's got nukes.
Yeah, there's a
that's
lot
the
of
issue.
people. There's a lot of people that don't believe there's a war in Palestine. So
Can I speak about it a little bit?
Barry, sorry, Barry, talk to me, Barry, go for it.
Oh yeah. See, I think this whole thing started like 5 weeks ago or something like that. Yeah, and I thought when it started, I was like, damn, it might be lights out for these guys, because I thought that even Putin, like in the back of his mind, is like, okay, if everything goes right, it's gonna take me 4 or 5 days to take over the country, take over the capital, which is Kiev, and we're good. But I'm surprised in a positive way that the Ukrainians still fight and deliver a good fight, So like I'm happy for them, and hopefully that it stops, even though I have doubts about it, But I think I wish Michael was still here, but like I think they want to take over Ukraine also because of like the borders and exportations, because it's a similar thing to Canada and United States, because obviously United States have tried to take over Canada twice and they failed. But the thing is, with exportations and everything, it's a win-win situation because you can get a lot of money and I can get a lot of money too. So it's a win-win situation for both of us, But yeah. So I pray for Michael's friends, Hopefully they're gonna make it out. And
Yeah, man.
yeah. That's my take on it.
You know what's kind of crazy though?
Yeah, go for it.
Like
So,
for me, like during my lifetime, like this is probably like the biggest war that's ever happened. Because like obviously none of us were.
how old were you in 03?
Oh, 03. I was like a child. Like I was 1 year old.
Oh, okay.
So like I didn't really know anything about. I mean, would you consider like Syrian war? That was like 2011. So that would be considered. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's so weird because like, so for some of you guys, you obviously don't know how crazy that Twin Tower thing was in 01.
yeah,
Because that bro, because I remember I was playing football at the point, and I was like, wait, what the freak? And then the very next day, all the newspapers were just sprawled with this whole thing. I was like, what the hell? And I remember when they were actually going to war, so I was like, oh, I'm actually living at the time where there's actually a full war that has happened, which happened in 03. And that one was big because obviously it involved America, the UK, and so forth. But it's like, look, see, one thing you have to understand is that, do you realize that we are living in the most peaceful time in human history?
yeah.
Yeah,
And
that is so crazy.
It is insane. Yeah, like that is insane. Like when you just think about it, like okay, you have an Iraq war, but this is the most peaceful time in human history. If you just go through almost human history, it is just populated by war, and major wars. So, it's insane, man. But look, see, my thing though is that World War Three, what is a World War Three? Guys, we have nukes, we've got hacking, we have computers, digital stuff. Like a singular war like in Iraq, I think okay, you can fight in the streets, but a world war, bro, that's when the computer merchants can say what's up.
Yeah, because
You know,
even the nukes, because if only one drops, like we are all at.
Oh, it's
That's-
over.
Yeah, it causes a chain reaction. Like it literally will cause a chain reaction.
No. Because my thing is that's the whole thing of like having nukes is that once you drop it, that's it. It's over.
But even
now,
with the
now,
nukes,
can you drop it and maybe like run away or something? Like drop it or basically drop it in nuke and destroy the country and their nukes as well.
But even with the nukes, the United States allegedly has an air defense shield.
Yeah.
Which can
For
shoot
real?
down. Yeah, which can shoot down nukes.
Yeah, they do. There's like an anti.
Anti-air. So basically, so this is like what's it called? Did you guys ever play like Command and Conquer, Red Alert?
Yeah.
Yeah, but apparently the reports say that the problem with it is that out of 100% of missiles, it can only
it's not
stop.
perfect.
It can only stop 92. So 8%. So there's a nuke that might get through, and it might get through on the fringe states. So like New York, Florida.
So okay, let me put this out there. Do you think we will see a nuclear holocaust in our lifetime?
No.
I don't think there's anyone crazy enough.
I would have been surprised.
Juju, man, I didn't say hopefully. I said yes or no. Hopefully isn't good enough, bro.
Yeah. Let me say something outrageous. Let me say something outrageous.
I'll come to your house after buff.
I think as far as this whole nuke thing goes, I feel like there's no one crazy enough right now. And I'll even go as far as saying this. Donald Trump would have been more likely to use a nuke if the situation ever came than Vladimir Putin.
Oh, I agree.
No,
I think he has a point there.
I say no because for
I
me,
disagree.
Trump
Putin has an end goal.
No. You see, I think someone said, "Oh, who has the balls?" Trump, he's ex-KGB. Trump is a pussy. Trump doesn't have the balls to launch a nuke unless you just have to.
But he's dumb enough though. He's not. He doesn't have the balls, but he's stupid enough.
He
and,
doesn't have the
uneducated
balls,
enough
but
to
he's
do
dumb
it.
enough.
See, that's why you're wrong. Trump isn't stupid. Bush is stupid. Trump isn't stupid.
Yeah, he's
Trump
not
isn't
stupid.
stupid.
Like,
He's not
he's
stupid.
yeah, he's clever. Like
Didn't he
he's
say that?
opportunist. He's an
Did he say he
opportunist.
he said that he would handle the whole Ukraine situation differently? Like, what do you think he would do?
Well, of course, I'll say, okay, wait, sorry, Hazard. Someone comes to you, Hazard, talk to me.
I mean, to be fair, HH, I don't think the next world war will not be a nuclear war. I think it will be a space war. To be fair.
God damn, Star Wars?
No, not like we're all on different planets and stuff. But I think it'll be fought in space. You know, between taking out satellites and all
Satellites,
that.
okay, yeah.
And on the moon, probably on the moon. To be fair, it'd probably be on the moon. I don't see any country being stupid enough to let off a nuke. I don't see the good outcome.
No, but Hassan, what if, let's say, again, I'm just putting that example. What if, let's say, Putin takes over Ukraine and it starts to encroach into Finland, starts to encroach into all of these other countries? Then what do UK and America do? They have to react.
No, HH. They'll probably fund the Finland government. You know, the Moldova government. They'll probably won't fight directly, but indirectly they'll probably fund them with military equipment and all that stuff, and they'll probably try to hold it down. But to me, listen, this whole war in Ukraine, it's not just about Ukraine joining NATO and Russia are scared. It's part of it, but if you're really digging deep, Ukraine, there's gas and oil in Ukraine. When Russia took over Crimea, they found, there's a lot of gas and oil near Crimea. And turns out in Ukraine, there's a lot of gas and oil. And 50% of Russia's GDP is literally gas and oil. The difference is Ukraine haven't got the facilities to pump out the gas and oil. So if Ukraine did get facilities, Russia will lose a lot of money. They will lose a lot of money, and all the European countries can't rely on them for the gas and oil. So Putin's like, I take over Ukraine, we get more gas and oil, we keep NATO away from our country. It's a win-win. It's a win-win. And listen, he will take over Ukraine, in my opinion. It might not be now. He will take over Ukraine.
No, he will.
And then I think
yeah.
I think after Ukraine, I think he might go for Moldova. Moldova is not part of NATO and it's right next to Ukraine, so Moldova hold it down. You know, they're coming
Poor
after you
Sheriff,
next.
man.
But
Poor Sheriff FC, man.
yeah, listen,
They'll never be
poor
forgotten.
Sheriff.
You know, the other thing has to like teams like Shakhtar Donetsk now, like they're Russian now. Like, I don't know if they're still Ukrainian.
No, guys, hold on. No, this is
Yeah.
interesting. I know this is the non-football hangers and everything, but this is still linked. So let's say Russia take over Ukraine. What happens in that Ukraine-Scotland World Cup playoff game?
The Russia take place.
They're not going to play
for them.
I mean,
Russia
Russia's
play
not
for
going
them.
to play against any European
Oh,
nation.
no. Russia, Hassan, no. Russia will be triply banned if they took over Ukraine. So Scotland has to be given a bye because then Ukraine just doesn't. Basically, no. If Russia take over Ukraine is pretty much Russia now. So Ukraine are pretty much banned.
You know,
but then it's weird because they're still Ukraine, but they're not under Russian rule. So what do you now do?
You know, FIFA and all these Disney merchants, the Europe and stuff. They probably didn't see the Ukraine team right now. They're not in Ukraine. If Ukraine gets taken over by Russia, they'll still probably play as the Ukraine team. They'll keep the same team. They'll probably play for the Ukraine badge and stuff like that. But listen, you just saw Russia put in a flipping bid for the next 2030 World Cup. Like, this don't mean nothing, guys.
Did they?
Did you not see that? They're putting a bid for the 2030 World Cup.
That's hilarious, bro.
These guys got,
the
listen.
2018 World Cup though, so it's not that far-fetched.
Yeah, bro, listen. Guys, this war in Ukraine won't change nothing, bro. After a couple of years, once they take over Ukraine, like they did Crimea, after a couple of years, sign some deals, you know, pay people off. Well, good, bro. Put them back in European Union and stuff like that.
All right, okay. Well, let me bring this one and then we'll be out of here, man. Open July says that I pray for the Africans that are stuck in Eastern Europe, suffering from inhuman abuse. So obviously, you guys all know Dr. Joe, who sometimes goes here. Joe Naji.
Yep.
He was stuck, but luckily he made it out. But he was telling me stories that he still knows of. There are some people who still want to stay in Ukraine, or who are either stuck in Ukraine or want to stay and remain there. So it's one big because there's so many Africans who are in Ukraine because it's affordable to learn medicine there and so forth. But now that's all gone.
Crazy thing.
That's all gone.
HH.
So it's but yeah,
Even
hopefully
during
they're safe.
times of war, it's racism like
Crazy
crazy.
thing, HH. If you guys go on Snapchat and you use the map feature thing, and you go to Ukraine, you can find people in certain parts of Ukraine that are having a merry old good time.
Yeah,
Probably Russian.
No. Like Ukrainians in Ukraine in certain cities that are not being attacked.
Also, they are chilling.
Yeah, that's
that
the
are
West.
having a great time, still going out, still living life like normal, and it's insane to me.
I mean, it's a limited war. It's not like all out war, like World War II.
On the whole country not a war, and there's bits of it.
I think
Guys,
they're
look,
made-
man.
Oh, okay.
I've got a bustable man, but no, this has been great, man. I think so, guys. We will try and do this every Thursday. So every Thursday, open Hangout where we just talk about stuff, life stuff.
What did you just say? You got to bust a what? That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Bust the move, you sick.
Nah, that's a yellow card.
Drop a break.
I mean, to be fair to yesterday, I also heard that as well, but I pretended like I didn't hear it.
I thought he said
Bust
bust a woman.
out
That's
of
what I
here.
Hey,
Bust
Cage,
out
I
of here.
have- I
Clean the
have a
wax out of your
question.
ears.
I have a question, please.
What do you want, Marv? Marv, I need to go and eat. I've not eaten here in ages.
Is Marcus Mugabe Alonso still in the Brick Academy?
He's a scholar, bro. He's a freaking scholar.
They're not release carriers, bro. They're not release
I
carriers.
don't know, hell, bro. If Siberia are under attack, carriers will be at the front line. Okay, they'll be the front line defending. Guys, peace out, stay tuned. I'll see you guys next Thursday.
Peace.
Later, guys.